about 100 miles away, that they have some green dragon blood in their family ancestry. And so they are hospitable to dragon kind of all sorts, but especially green dragon kind. So they took him to raise in a manner that hopefully will produce a good return. And then a few days later, news came that they had never arrived, that the baby dragon never made it to the family. It was sent with their youngest son, and neither the baby dragon nor the dragon has ever arrived. But there was another dragon that had been captured by some crusaders. They were off to do something horrible to it, because crusaders don't like dragons. And we rescued that baby dragon, and then we physically took it to the family ourselves. And now we are back in our home domain, very satisfied with a job well done. All right, so any questions before we jump in on the story so far?
Yeah, who are these two new people?
All right, so we'll get to that. Yeah, so the rumors of the baby dragons in the area have spread throughout Leechport, and it's the talk of the crowd, and it has drawn a fair share of unusual people. But we have a group of 6 hardy adventurers taking breakfast today at this tavern in Leechport. So, Lefty, tell us about the owl.
All right, so Oren, who's known as the Owl, he has a penchant for spotting traps and has an obsession with gems. He's known as the Owl to the local residents because he's mostly active at night and prefers camping in the trees rather than the ground when adventuring, or he'll like camp out in a tree near the inn when his traveling buddies are staying there. Like that's his thing. Is he's not more of a nomad, so to speak, but he's always like cautious about being around humans, being a halfling, especially in Dimgaard. And so he like tries to stay away from the community in general. And he's pretty sly about things.
Okay. And then, Peters, you want to tell us about Rosalind?
Absolutely. So Rosalind is about average height and build for a woman who works a trade of manual labor. Her hair was once short and cropped, a necessity for someone who works near embers. But she carries a look about her that says that she's been on the road for quite some time. Probably. Yeah, I'm getting a weird echo as well.
From Dan's mic.
Yeah, it's Rusty's.
It might be mine. If someone hasn't set their Roll20 to not broadcast, it cycles back through mine.
I have mine to both disabled.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It happens.
Let's see. So she has several scrapes and bruises on her face. Seems like things that you would get from just walking through thickets or brush. But they never really seem to heal quite properly. She wears heavy boots, leather gloves, slacks, and a traveling cloak over a simple button-up shirt.
Oh shit, are we?
Seems utilitarian to a fault.
Okay, so we will just continue down the line. Jake, why don't you give us a brief description of Tobias for the 2 new players?
Tobias is just a... I mean, you can tell he's a healer. He wears regular, nothing special for his clothes. And he's slightly naive in the ways of the world. He grew up in the clergy, so he doesn't really understand a lot of the like deceitful tactics and stuff like that. It's pretty much if people say stuff, then he just takes them at their word.
Okay, and Kevin, you want to tell us about Bakbar?
Yeah, he's a
middle-aged human paladin who is grew up in a family of lawyers and now is out to destroy evil with his hammer, his like gavel. That's what it is. That is Bogfire.
Okay, and Rusty, you want to tell us about Jedediah?
Jedediah is a half-elf adventurer. Like the sneaky type, he likes to hang out in the shadows. But recently he discovered how to take advantage of this fancy thing called black powder and likes to fire his pistol instead of using daggers or bows.
And then finally, Dave, tell us about Zell.
Well, Zell's outward appearance, he seems to like fairly large weapons. He typically carries around a great sword and a maul. Also has a bow for ranged combat, and seems to have more of a soldier's bearing, just kind of from his background, and just kind of seems open to mercenary work in the adventurer's way, if you will.
Okay, so a couple of things first. So I want to make sure I know that Rosalind and the Owl are both first level. Is everybody else third level? Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I am second.
Who we got?
Tobias
Three.
is second.
Okay, 3/3 and 2 first, and everybody else is third. Gotcha.
Yep.
And all right, so for Rosalind and the Owl, you have your starting equipment, but you have an indefinite amount of background that you could have done any number of things with before you started play, as long as it doesn't involve, spending gold or getting equipment of some kind. Is there anything that you want to use that downtime with? So just as an example, you could have partook in an inspiring leader at some point, right? To have some temporary hit points floating around to start off with. That can make a big difference as a first level character. So is there anything like that you want to come up with?
Well, as for me, coming into a new town, I would actually be asking around specifically for a cleric. Some business I might need to take care of. So I imagine, again, that's probably how I spent my time before we actually get started with the group. And if that's okay, maybe even following up a lead to talk to this Tobias.
Right. So there is a forge cleric in Lichport who is active within the One True Faith, and if you will pledge a future service, he will enhance your armor with a +1 for the next 8 hours to get you kicked off in the on your campaigning. That's the ability of the Forge Cleric from Unearthed Arcana. It gives you a +1 to your armor for 8 hours. If you want to engage in that.
Well, I respect other people's religions, but that's about as far as Rosalind will dive into that herself. So.
Okay. Well, everyone else used their downtime to take the baby dragon to the Vardadas family. So then that's going to wrap up downtime unless someone has something else they want to say on that regard. Otherwise, we will jump into this one.
I protected that baby dragon.
That we did.
I'm going to call it Timmy.
Okay, so as we've been talking about things, a group of halflings have been sort of out of the way in this common room, doing their own breakfast routine. But one of them comes over, and as he approaches into better light, he is very obviously not a halfling, but in fact a goblin with a pretty good disguise. Fool is going to fool most people, but not anyone who's familiar with goblins and halflings. He says in a thick accent, I am Haas of the Hornskulls. You are probably familiar with this dragon aiming half-orc who has taken up residence in their forest. You might imagine that many of us are not happy with that. We have fought orcs in the Farwood for many years, and now there is a powerful half-orc wizard who has carved out a domain there. But some of us are trying to get in early on that. The stories are that you are an exceptional group that might be able to eliminate this threat and distraction. We know the location of the wizard's tower, but we have no concrete rewards to offer you. But we will help you in that regard if you are willing.
So Wizard's Tower, I'm sure it has lots of useful things in it.
Sounds like it would.
Yeah, so these goblins are saying some of their tribe, which is the Hornsfills tribe,
Didn't we kill a bunch of them?
Yes, we made friends with them in the last episode. Yes.
Oh, we made friends with them. Okay.
Yeah, they also did not like the Crusaders. They have a long history with the Fultons, and they were equally unfriendly towards the.
That's right. We gave them a magical hat, right?
That's right.
Of water breathing.
Oh, no. I gave them my hat.
Yes,
Yes.
you did. My
Of which I am fairly sore still.
It saved us from a battle, though. It was okay.
yeah, it did.
I mean, so they're goblins. They don't have a lot in the way of treasure, but they can lead you to the vicinity of the wizard's tower, and you might be able to solicit some sort of reward from other entities for eliminating this growing menace that's in the Farwood.
You'll probably give us some good kudos with the town as well. Half orc with a bunch of dragons. That doesn't sound like fun for anybody.
What are you talking about? That sounds like awesome. Let's go do it.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a whole lot of convincing for this group, apparently.
I mean, last time things bad happened.
Yeah, I got dropped and almost coup de grace, if you, for lack of better terminology.
True story.
Okay, give me just a second to get a token out there for the owl.
Who?
So the owl and I were sitting in this tavern having breakfast or lunch. That's correct?
Yeah.
Breakfast, that's correct.
All right. I guess being a fly on the wall for that entire conversation, I'm actually going to get up and walk over after the adventurers kind of agree, yeah, let's do this thing. And yeah, I'll just politely wave and say, hey, I heard you guys took on some business with a blue dragon in this town.
No, what?
Green dragon. Green dragon.
Oh yeah, sorry, green dragon.
I was gonna say.
Well, I've been traveling from place to place, and I could use a bit of coin in my pocket. If you need an extra pair of hands, I'm a pretty good smith. I can keep your weapons sharp and carry some supplies for you on the road. And I'd like to think I'm decently good at the battle. Do you need an extra hand?
I mean, it sounds good to me, but this guy told us that there's really no money that they have, so we have to scrounge for things of value. Probably will be plenty, but
Call it 10% of whatever you find. seeing as there's seeing as there's 4 of you that I count, it seems like a reasonable thing for a newcomer.
I think it is more fair to split things more evenly.
Yeah, percentage doesn't bother me. I'm just letting you know that we weren't promised anything.
That's perfectly fine. I've been living off scraps for the last year and a half.
Well, then I'm down. If anyone else says otherwise,
I don't mind.
Well,
welcome to
fantastic.
this ragtag group.
Ah,
I noticed we have a Woozire token.
It's a memorial.
Did we also lose Jesse, Dan?
Yeah. I knew Jesse was leaving too, but yeah, Josh just notified me yesterday. Okay, so Haas leads us to the edge of the Farway, and he says, yeah, you're within a mile of the tower. You can't find it. Just follow this winding trail. You may encounter other features along the way, and we don't want to go any further on our as we are merely garblings and not equipped to face a powerful wizard like you, noble adventurers.
I don't know how
So-
equipped we are.
So if everyone could make sure that they can see everybody's tokens and then move your own token.
Affirmative.
Yep.
I think I came up in someone else's mic for a second.
All right, so as the horn skulls fade away, there is some motion coming through the trees hard and fast.
I stealth.
Hello?
I'll stealth as well.
Okay, I'll be right down.
let's see.
I freeze.
I'm going to ready my greatsword, and let me go ahead and... do we need to roll initiative?
Right, yeah, we'll go into initiative. See how we do those damn the apes.
Holy
Totally didn't
shit.
select my token.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm doing... Oh, no, we're...
My first one was...
Okay, I did that wrong. There we go. That's better.
Was it better?
Okay, so this is all difficult terrain, and past 15 feet, it is
Oh my.
highly obscure.
That's coming through Restitution's mic.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right back.
I'm,
Gotta get
I'm
the
not
door.
sure. I'm feedbacking through Rusty's. All right, and then this dark green are actual trees, and they are just like the other stuff, except that they provide cover through 15 feet as well, and then total cover beyond 15 feet. All right, so Bakvar's turn.
These things... Are they like on the ground or are they coming through trees?
They're coming through trees, yes.
And they totally seem super aggressive.
Yes, seems like we have stumbled into their territory, and they are defending it.
I'm just gonna run straight at the first one I see and swing a hammer at it. Nope.
Okay, Rosalind's turn.
Okay. I think I'm going to run up next to Tobias and pull out my greatsword, but I'd like to take a delayed action to pretty much take a swing at whatever comes near us.
Okay. Anything else from Rosalind?
That's about it.
going to step up and try to hit Tobias. 16 to hit Tobias.
No, it's a 20.
All right, this one will provoke from Tobias. Nah, it'll stay there in attack, yeah. The owl's turn.
I'm going to stealthily move forward. Do I need coverage to be stealth, or?
Yeah, but the undergrowth provides enough if you're in any of the undergrowth.
All right, so then I'll move this way.
So, like, if you moved into right there, you could stealth. That would be lightly obscured.
Right, I was thinking of moving more into it, like right here. Is that based on my speed, 25 feet? Or
Yeah, it's
is
difficult terrain.
difficult terrain, right? So it's close,
Yeah.
so it's less than that. Then I'll just move there. Do I make another stealth check?
Yeah, and then you make a stealth check on that. Mm-hmm. And then what are you going to do after your? Is that a bonus action or? No, you're first level. That's right. Right. So you are hidden. Yeah, you think you're pretty well hidden at that point.
Okay, great. I'm gonna start getting my short bow together.
I believe at 15 misses Zell, right? Okay, this one will attack Bokvar. 23 to hit Bokvar.
Which definitely hits.
Okay, for 8 bludgeoning. It is Tobias's turn.
All right, I'm just going to try and hit this one with my mace. Nope.
Okay, you're looking for armor class 12 on these guys, just so everybody knows. Okay, that was going to trigger Rosalind's raid action right there.
Okay, fantastic. I think I can just click this, right?
Yep, that's going to hit.
Awesome. All right. Just massive cleave down if I can. And do it. How do I roll for damage? Is that separate or?
If you just click the name Greatsword underneath the roll, it'll roll the damage.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
So it's going to try to hit Rosalind back. 15 to hit Rosalind.
That certainly would.
Okay. So Rosalind takes 5 bludgeoning damage. It's Jedediah's turn.
All right, I'm going to move out into the open here a little bit to get a better line of sight. And then, is the one next to Zell in melee range of Zell?
They're all in melee range of someone, so.
Perfect. Then I'm going to take a sneak attack shot at the one next to Zell. I'll take yours. And then 2d6.
Holy cow.
And that will, and then I'll use my bonus. Never mind, I'm not in undergrowth, so no attack. It's no bonus action to hide.
Okay, Zell's turn.
Oh, that ape looks kind of funky. I'm going to swing at it. You said 12 hits, yeah?
Yep, that's what you need.
Sweet. So, I will use an action to, or a superiority die to, well, actually. Never mind. I'm not going to do that. But I will hit it for 10. Awesome. So I'm going to move.
Collapses in a bloody heap.
Yeah, I'm going to move to this one and hit it. That one gets hit for 11. And that'll be my turn.
Swing my gavel for 13 damage. At the one in front of me.
And Rosalind's turn again.
Okay. I would like to smack this guy back if I can. And actually, can I go into a frenzied rage?
Not, I mean, that's not something that you can just decide to do. Do you have a class ability that does that, or a race ability?
Yeah, I am. I'm a. Oh, right. You don't get frenzied rage until later. It's just a rage right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can rage.
Absolutely. And I'll just cleave down.
Okay, that's going to hit. Okay, so this one actually going to hit Zell since he hit the hardest.
A 19 hits.
Or 8. The owl's turn. You are hidden at this point. Yeah.
I'm gonna take a pock shot at this guy right here. Oh, can't click on that. Here, this guy.
Okay. 23 will hit.
There we go.
You're a rogue, right?
Yes.
So there should be a d6 of sneak attack as well. There we go. All right.
And am I out of stealth at this point because I attacked?
That's correct.
And I can't go back into stealth, right? Because I don't have like a move for that.
Right, you don't get that until second level. You can do it as a bonus action at second level.
Got it. So then I'll just inch my way forward. Where did the ape go? Did he die?
Yes, he died.
So then I'll come out of the brush.
Okay, this is going to attack Bakvar. I believe 11 misses Bak.
11 does miss.
Turn. Tobias's turn.
All right, I'm going to try and hit this one with Sacred Flame. So if you can make a dex check.
Okay. I think he failed his check.
Sweet. So I guess I take six damage. Is that?
So he is bathed in radiant glow and collapses. Jedediah's turn.
All right. I'm going to move again to get another good shot next to the one next to Bakbar. And let me see. I'm going to use a grit point to give myself advantage on the attack. So I think I'll kill it and get my grit point back. Why not? Nope, missed it.
Zell. One monkey left.
Sounds like a fun endeavor. I'm going to smack it with my sword. For 11 points of damage.
Down it goes. And as the last one collapses, we hear back here under this trees what sounds like the whimpering of much smaller monkeys.
Sounds like maybe the nest.
Seems like we wandered into their nest and they were just defending their children.
That's right. We just killed the mother and father of three baby monkeys. What are we going to do with the baby monkeys? Anything? Just leave them for the wolves and move on? Or
I'm assuming the goblins left.
Yeah, the goblins have didn't want to come this close to the danger as big as Civic.
How small are the baby monkeys?
They're not even 2 months old, so they are tiny.
How many are there?
There are three. They are ambulatory, but they're not any sort of threat. Or I mean, it's conceivable you could take them and raise them in some capacity if you were inclined.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds cool.
Having like a triplet of monkeys, that would be pretty awesome.
I'm gonna pass on that.
Well, how far away are we from like the nearest civilization?
It's about 2 hours back to Lichport. Here, I can show you on the map.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't want to slow it down, but I don't know that Tobias would be cool with just leaving them.
Here's Lichport, and we are like right in here. Right, so it's only about 6 or 7 miles back. I guess Marlton's even closer. Marlton's about 3 away.
So it'd be like a question of where would we even bring them? Would we raise them ourselves? Would we sell them? Would we? I don't even know.
Yeah, all those are possibilities. Yeah.
This is the wild. It's survival of the fittest. They'll grow, and they'll live on.
We could leave them there and check on them on our way back, and if they're still there, bring them. If we don't want to waste time taking a detour.
I think that would be wise. Did we get any heads up from the that?
It was a goblin. I don't know if he's going to give us much heads up.
No, the goblin didn't know about the apes. Yeah.
Well, then again, that begs the question: what else are we going to encounter on the way to this tower?
Hopefully a challenge.
Exactly.
Well, I think it's a good idea to check up on them when on the way back. I don't know about the rest of you, but I barely make enough money to keep myself fed, let alone a little monkey.
If I can get to Marlton in an hour, then I'll just do my best and see if I can get them rounded up and get them at least to Marlton.
It would be about an hour and a half each way, Marlton. So it'd be a total delay of about 3 hours to get them to Marlton and then return to where you are.
I'm not sure if this wizard tower's going anywhere fast.
Yeah,
so
I just
actually have time.
Yeah, I just don't. There's no way I could conceivably figure out a way where my guy would just be cool with. You know, hey, we'll see what happens. Check on you in a few hours.
Well, are you going to bring morality into this now after we done killed the parents with no problem?
You mean after we defended ourselves and we got attacked? Yes.
To be fair, we didn't exactly make an effort to calm them down or show that we meant no harm.
Yeah, we did pretty much just murder them in cold blood.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't attack.
It was a battle, yeah, man. That's different. That's totally different.
The eight children are wild. They'll survive. Let's move on.
Tobias, if you want, we can try to fortify their nest before we move on. But I think it's in our interest to hold off transporting them back first, because we don't know what we'll encounter yet. And if they've been in that nest for a duration, either with or without the parents, I'm sure they'll be fine for now.
And if anything, there's some corpses on the ground now that might distract anything that does come by and might threaten them.
It would attract the wolves and other predators.
All right. I do want to give Rosalind a healing potion, though.
Oh. Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you.
You will probably need it. As you can see, the forest is very dangerous in these parts.
Yeah, I think it's probably best for us to keep an eye out. Frankly, I'm glad that we're moving on. I didn't much like the idea of making camp in a place like this while we wait.
We are moving on.
The owl asks the group, "Do you want me to take care of them?"
No.
I mean,
Okay.
we can like throw them in some bags and just carry them with us.
They are only like less than 2 feet tall, right? They're not even 2 months old. So
If we
You
put
just-
them on our back, do they instinctively latch on like they would?
we would have to make an animal handling check.
Yeah,
to
I
do
wouldn't.
that.
I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't be. I don't think we could carry them with them. There's no way. First time we get in a fight, they'd be gone.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dangerous.
Maybe-
for them.
I think that the choices are. I think taking them back to Martleton is out, right? So the choices are just let them go and fend for themselves, to try and fortify their nests and maybe pick them up on their way back, or somehow try to take them with us, right?
Or
I
we can
vote
just
for
kill
check
them.
on them on the way back.
All right. So who has a animal handling skill that's greater than, say, a 3?
That's wisdom based.
Mine is a 3, but I definitely don't think we should take them with us. Not into the battle.
I'm not trained in 3.
Okay, so we can try to fortify the area, kind of hide it, disguise it or something. That would be like a survival check if somebody wanted
I
to.
can definitely do that.
I can do that. I can assist.
Okay, yeah. So whoever has the best can do that with advantage.
Mine's a +5, so is yours. So
Yep.
Yeah, 21 is great. All right, so yeah, you set up a pretty good little fort for them there. Something that's at least going to hide them from predators, unless they get extremely agitated for some reason. But yeah, seems like you've done a pretty good job with that. So I think that's the plan, is to leave them in this fortified, this kind of secure area, and come back for them on the way. Right.
that's
Yeah.
sounds good to me.
All right. So as we progress, we enter an area that's infested with some dangerous plants.
Oh,
My favorite kind of plants.
at least it's not.
So that damage is wrong. It should be 6 fire damage each, not 9 fire damage each.
Cool.
Whoa.
And
So we have to roll dex saves. Oh, what?
yeah.
So it would be 6 or 3. Six if you failed, 3 if you passed. And I don't think anyone failed by more than 5. So no critical failures there.
Aren't we missing
And
anyone?
The owl was watching you guys.
So I'm a little confused what just happened. We on our way to the tower, we stumbled into a bunch of plants that threw fire
That's
at
right.
us.
Now they sort of it's this area of kind of like chemically active plants that spew this very. It's a natural version of alchemist fire into the air that manifests as a cloud. So that's the mechanic involved there. Yeah.
Okay, I will just cover my mouth and just back the hell up while coughing, just profusely.
Yeah. That was the point of the saving throw.
Oh,
Right,
so would the cloud affect Owl too, since he was nearby watching?
Yeah, it affects it.
You succeed.
So it's 6 fire damage or 3 fire damage if you succeed.
Looks like everyone succeeded.
All right.
Moving on.
I see we're off to a great start.
Should have been here for the first adventure.
Oh boy.
Okay, so we are coming down this path, and then coming down this path, converging, are a group of how many? There are 8 horn-skulled goblins. So they have the same iconography as the ones who led us here, but they seem to have a different demeanor. And does anyone speak Goblin by any chance?
Oh, good question.
Nope.
I do not.
Nah.
Nope.
Okay, so they seem rather agitated and are motioning for you guys to turn around and go back.
Aren't you friends with these guys?
The guy left us. He got us to a certain point and then left us.
Yeah, if you remember, the reason that that Haas wanted you to go take care of this is that he was worried that members of the Hornskulls were being swayed to join this half-orc. And it was causing a rift within their tribe. Right? There's a schism developing between those who are for the half-orc wizard and those who are opposed to the half-orc wizard.
Oh, spooky.
Seems like these guys are for the half-orc wizard.
We don't know that.
Most likely.
Well, that seems to be the indications from it. Seems like they are trying to establish a claim to the wizard and are implying that you are violating their claim on him as a ally and partner. They just want you to go away, go back and leave the wizard for them. The wizard is theirs.
You can't really own people, guys. I'm just saying.
I don't know if we can speak with them. Do you know? Does anyone actually know?
Probably not.
Does anyone have a reasonable intelligence even to try and figure out the language barrier?
Nope.
You know, I might have an idea. Do you think they'll respond to tribute?
You can try it.
Huh.
Best idea we got.
Can I make a some sort of nature or history check to determine what kind of things in particular goblins owe you?
Yeah, you can make a history check to try and recall what the Hornskulls value.
Or not.
I seem to recall magical items.
Not on me.
Yeah.
I don't have anything.
The cap of water breathing they were ecstatic about. So.
Yep. Sure shouldn't get my stone of luck though.
Or any of the sending stones. Actually, could I give them a sending stone and then just make a new one?
You could try that, sure.
I guess that would be kind of a deception roll.
That would be a deception roll.
I'm going for it.
Good.
I'm gonna give him guidance.
So give you guys advantage.
No, that gives you a plus 1d4 to your roll.
Okay.
Can I? Oh, okay.
21.
The the fake sending stone. Well, it's not a fake, but it's one that you'll be able to replace. They
Yeah.
don't seem to understand anything more than it is magical, and they seem happy with that. They're going to withdraw at that point. Then
Oh, no.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, no.
Maybe we should listen into their goblin talks later.
Oh, no.
and we'll give Jedediah inspiration for that little trick right there.
Man, this little stone is giving me inspiration all these games.
That's great.
The goblins have been gone a few minutes when we get a queasy feeling. Goblins are known carriers of a thing, goblin fever.
I hear a song
Is this
coming
a
on.
disease?
All right, so that damage is actually going to be is actually going to be 7 or 3 if you make and that should not be dexterity save. That should be a Constitution save. Sorry about that.
Is this considered a disease?
It is a disease.
Yes. Look at that.
Bakvar is immune.
Inspiration's not going to be enough. No,
Fudge.
I'll just take it.
Oh, you got goblin fever. Oh, you've got goblin fever. Does anyone have proficiency in medicine?
I think I do.
Because if so, that might help 2 people.
Yeah, I've got it.
No, wait. Who said that?
Tobias has got proficiency in medicine.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
Can I get
the owls is going to be the 16 and an 18. Yes.
Thank you.
So each of us takes 3 points of 3 points of necrotic damage, and no one suffers a strength reduction. Very good. Very nice.
all right. I think it's around this point that I would chug that potion. That seems like a good one.
How much damage did Owl get?
3 points of necrotic.
All right, after Rosalind takes her potion, everybody can get 2 points of health back because I can do a AOE heal.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Sorry, it's 2d6 plus 2 or 2d6 plus 4?
No.
2d4 plus 2.
Oh, right. Thank you.
What is the AOE that you're doing?
My preserve life.
Okay.
5 hit points per level that I can disseminate to anybody within like 30 feet.
Yeah, you can only take someone up to half their full health with that, though.
Okay, I thought it meant that I couldn't give them more than what half their max was.
Right. So if they're above half health, they can't benefit from that.
Oh, okay. So what I was thinking was like if they had like 20 hit points, I couldn't give them more than 10.
No. If they had, for example, 5 and out of 20, you could take them up to 10, but no more.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I can at least get the owl up halfway then.
And you can take Rosalind up to half before she takes her potion.
Okay.
Oh,
So I add the 5 to my hit points?
Yes. Yeah. You go up to half your hit points and then add the 5.
Oh, okay. So that brings me up to full.
All right. So we get to a squat building. Looks like it has 2 stories made of stone, reinforced with timber. This is clearly the tower. It shows signs that it's recently erected. It's only been there for maybe a couple of months. They're still not completely finished. There is a door. Let me show you what it looks like here. Oops. How do I not have that ready? Give me just a second. Sorry about that. I thought I had uploaded all the maps already, but apparently I missed one. Have slow upload speed.
So Zell was the one with the fairly large sword. Is that correct?
Great sword and a maul, yes.
Okay. Yeah. While we're just kind of walking along, I was kind of eyeing it a little bit, and then after a while, I asked, where'd you get that forged?
I actually forged this weapon myself.
Well, that's incredible craftsmanship.
Hardly. Should have seen my mentor.
No, I'm trying to live up to mine myself. I'm a smith as well, or aspiring to be, I suppose. My mom owns a shop.
Is your mom a dwarf?
No,
Ah,
no, she's a human like me.
my
But,
mentor was a dwarf.
Oh, learning from the best, I suppose.
He would argue that point very, very heartily, especially over a couple
suppose
buckets of
often.
ale.
Oh, it seems like a character. What was his name?
What was that, Dan?
I didn't say anything. I'm getting the map.
Oh, okay. His name was Harvard.
Hardvard.
Yeah, Harvard.
No way. Huh. You know, I think I've actually met him before. Yeah, once a long time ago, maybe 5 or 6 years. My mom mentored under him for a little while.
I wasn't with him for too terribly long.
Well, clearly long enough to create something of value.
Well, value to me, maybe. To anyone else, it would basically just be a big hunk of metal.
Well, if you ever need it sharpened, yeah, I know you are probably more than capable, but I can also work on it for you if you need. Call it free of charge. I mean, it's been nice getting out and about.
We'll see. I generally don't let anyone else mess with my equipment. Just as a past issue that turned into a habit.
Yeah. Well, seems like a shrewd rule to have, and one I can respect.
Yeah, if you've ever been in the military forces, you'd understand completely. Especially if you lose a weapon that was given to you by your commanding officer.
Man, it sounds like there's a story there.
Yeah, you could say that.
That's a story and a half.
Downside being that I will not directly worship the one true faith. I will, to some extent, take jobs from them, but unfortunately I won't serve them.
Well, it sounds like you and I are in the same boat. Probably spiritually for different reasons, but...
Okay, the map is loaded. I didn't want to interrupt. So,
No, it's fine.
So
You're cutting out a whole bunch.
okay, so we have this keep, and it has a heavy door, but it also has several murder holes, like arrow slits around it, as well. But but no one seems to have paid attention to it. Apparently, they're not really worried about security at this particular moment. So we can approach from the trees with cover at our leisure.
Can
I think we
I?
could take a short rest for like an hour and watch to see if anyone's coming and going, and give us an opportunity.
There's nothing preventing you from taking a short rest. That's correct. Yeah, you can take a short rest.
Do it.
I just got a max rolled second wind. Legit.
That you did.
And let it be known that's going to be the only max roll that we see from my character for the rest of the night.
Oh,
I'd be okay with near max rolls too.
All right, so I guess during the short rest, do we see anything happen? Any occurrences?
You hear muffled conversations from time to time, like maybe there's something's going on inside that you can overhear slightly, but no details. It sounds more like people probably playing some sort of game and getting thrilled about it. It's not like conflict or argument or anything, right? So there's no sounds of alarm or anything like that.
So we're pretty undetected at this point. Can I make a stealth check and try to peek through one of the windows?
I don't see why not. All right, so you peek through. Let's see. See, 8 half-orcs. And they are playing, it looks like some sort of dice game, like they are gambling with some sort of small gemstones amongst them. And they just seem to be shuffling it back and forth.
Are they
so just kind of
fairly well armed, armor?
3 of them have spears, carry shields, and have chain shirts. The other 3 have no armaments at all. But they do carry what looks like it could be either a very large wand or a very small staff, maybe some sort of spell focus.
You said it was under construction. Do the walls look super sturdy right now?
The walls do look like they would be sufficient to keep someone from just entering, but probably would not withstand any sort of a siege or significant attack. Like they're not super sturdy yet.
How about fire? Do we got fire? Will fire work?
I've been thinking that too.
But I mean, if we burn the building down, do we lose anything of value?
Just a thought process.
Most magical stuff is resistant to fire anyway.
That is true.
Most. I'm thinking more of after we leave.
I wonder if we could just smoke them out, just have smoke going into all of the little holes.
I think that would put them out on edge, and I think if we just bust through the front door right now, we might get a round of surprise.
Right, so I was wondering if we could funnel them out of the door into our ambush versus running in there and maybe surprising them.
Then again, if they have all their weapons lined up in one place, we could, if we went in first, we could try and position ourselves.
Well, from what I saw, that they each have their weapons, either their spears or their wands / staffs with them.
I guess the fire might be bad anyways, because the other goblins seemed to like they might have been with these guys, and that might alert them, even though we kind of got by them. They might come back.
Yeah, possibly. I'm totally down for kicking in the door.
How many were there total again? 3 that we suspect is casters.
There are 4 and 4. 4 who look like they're some sort of melee types with spears and chain shirts, and 4 who have who look like they are casters.
before we
vastly outnumbered.
well, let's think. Before we go busting in, does any one of them look to be in charge?
None of them look to be in charge. It seems like they were equals, enjoying a leisurely game of chance.
I was asking because a nice option might be, since I'm poking through one of these arrow slits, I could turn it against them and take a shot through it and try to wound one of them, since I don't see a leader anywhere, as we kick in the door.
Do we have to go this way? I mean, we're just mainly looking for the leader, right?
I think there's a set of stairs that go upstairs.
Well, no, so this building is 2 stories high, but there's no enclosed upper story. It's just this walkway that goes around it.
So we might be able to climb up the wall?
Yeah, but there is a staircase leading down over here.
So I wonder if any of us that can use range can just climb up on the wall and be above them, shooting down.
I think shooting through the arrow slits, though, would give better cover.
Yeah, if anyone's a good enough aim.
I like my shots.
I know you do. I feel much better using my greatsword. Plus, I can totally, block the front door.
While they're debating their tactics, the owl's going to go search the area in front of the main entrance just to make sure there's no trap set for any passerbys.
Okay. I have no problem with the owl doing that.
I say we... Well, do we know... Okay, so do we know that there's not a back entry yet? Has anyone looked?
I don't think so.
We haven't looked, but I don't know. Do I see anything looking through the window?
Right. So there's only the main entrance, and then there are some window type things that are currently boarded up. Like these are windows, shuttered windows that are on the 2nd story level, along with the arrow slits.
Gotcha. Do we have any other range users that fire in to start initiative and then bust through the front door?
I mean, I have a ranged spell, but
I have my trusty hammer and this thing. I'll point to my back where my greatsword is strapped.
All right. So just me then. All right. Well then, I mean, you guys have a stone. I can kind of move my way around the back, and then when we want to start, just whisper through one of the sending stones so I hear it, and then I'll take a shot and we can get started.
That sounds good.
yeah, as long as I can see one of them, I can hit them with my spell.
Well, I will take point. And I will rudely knock open the door whenever we're ready.
I would like to brace myself against the other side of the door.
Dimgaard totally pushes you out of the way. This big armored man with a giant hammer. You're like, nope. I gotta go in the door too.
I mean, you can position yourself.
Go in behind me.
I don't
are
see
there tokens on the map?
Oh.
There we go.
So I'm assuming this right here is the door, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, then, yeah, I'd like to just position myself just right by the door, great sword out, just ready to swing down in case anything comes out.
I'm going to head to a murder hole around the corner.
Okay. They're about 7 feet off the ground, but it's not a difficult climb. The building hasn't been completed yet, so there are lots of handholds and footholds.
Perfect. So if we shoot from here, then we can just hop over the wall and we're on that top balcony kind of thing?
There's a roof. There's a roof.
There's a roof. Okay. All right. Well, I'm ready. If everyone else is in position, just say Jenga and we could take a shot.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone ready?
Oh, yes. I'm ready.
All right, so I'm going to do this. And... Jenga, motherfuckers!
Off I go. If it works that way.
Oh man, why did I have to get the natural 20?
Alrighty, so door gets kicked in.
Yeah, so the door's kicked in. This guy jumps up, waves his staff, and yeah, so
That's a big number.
Yeah.
so from this point right here, Tobias, how many hit points do you have?
14.
And Rosalind, how many hit points do you have? You have 12?
I do, in fact.
Okay. Do you have anything that would keep you from falling asleep to magical sleep? Like you have faint ancestry or something?
No. You know, sleep sounds great.
Okay. Rosalind goes to sleep.
No, I'll just collapse. You know, totally normal.
Must be a rookie fainted at the site.
Bakvar is well aware of freezing up in your first battle.
Yeah, but going to sleep?
Right.
This one rushes up to here and he dodges.
Dodges what?
It's a dodge action, so attacks against him is disadvantage.
Okay, Rosalind is asleep, and that's going to take us to Tobias.
All right. This one here is going to do the deck save for the Sacred Flame.
One of the Wolf Sanctuaries was doing a live video.
Okay, so he succeeds. Jedediah's turn.
All right, I'd like to take a shot at this one, and from my position, am I stealth?
It's like, what the hell is
So
that?
no, I'm there.
You need to make a stealth check for me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, so you're
Is that the one up in
stealth. Yeah,
Montana?
so you're unseen by him.
Perfect. And then I'm gonna take a shot with the pepper box.
Because I don't think that's the one that we went to.
Can I roll the inspiration?
Because there's one in Indiana,
You
one
have
in
to declare
Montana,
that
one in
before you
North
make
Dakota.
the roll. It's not a
Well,
lot.
then, I miss.
You should have advantage from
Wow.
being unseen. So.
Good call. Good call. Thank you. I forgot about that. That works.
Going to hit, yeah. Okay.
And then I'd like the bonus action to stealth again.
Okay. The owl's turn.
From this murder hole over here where I'm at, was I able to see the caster cast?
Yes.
And can I aim at him from the murder hole with my short bow?
Yes.
All right, then I'm taking a shot at him.
Okay, that is going to miss him. You do not actually have advantage against the caster.
Got it. So I'm going to step away and head south to the next murder hole.
Okay. Zell's turn.
The guy in front of me lost his disadvantage thing, yeah?
He's dodging. I don't know what you mean.
Does dodging give us disadvantage on attacks against him?
That's correct. Yes.
How about the one behind him?
Both of those are dodging.
Son of a bitch. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and just try to swing at him. And a 9 misses, I'm guessing?
9 misses. Yeah.
Alrighty.
They are armed by 15, just so you know.
That'll be my turn.
Okay. Oh. Okay. This one casts whole person. I guess we'll do it against Bogvar. So Bogvar needs a DC 11 wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed.
Nope, I'm paralyzed. Apparently Bogvar is not all that wise.
Okay, so this one's going to cast whole person on Zell. So Zell needs a DC 11 wisdom saving throw to avoid being paralyzed.
Wisdom, you say? How about a 20? Jeff Goldblum. I'm actually kind of surprised I made that roll.
Nice save.
This is going to be the same thing. So another DC 11 from Zell.
Another one.
Just going to do the same thing.
They really want your butt.
I got an 11.
That's what you needed.
And that's without even counting the +1 to the resistance roll.
So this one's going to move up here and throw a spear at Bokvar.
Oh,
Yeah, he crits Bokvar for 7.
Yikes.
Ouch.
The one who's bloodied, he's going to get in on some of that himself. So he's going to crit Bokvar for 5.
oh yes.
Holy cow.
I'm still okay.
At the end of,
I'm still above
at the
that.
end of Bokvar's, at the end of Bokvar's turn, you can
Nope.
Okay, so this one is going to try the whole person again against Zell. Finally,
Neat. So even then, that becomes a 7. And yeah.
did I skip Tobias? I
For
think I skipped Tobias.
no.
No, he used Sacred Flame, I think. That's
Yeah, I missed that.
That's right. Okay. This one's going to quit dodging, and he'll attack Bokvar.
Oh no.
It's just going to be a 20, and because you're paralyzed, it's going to be an automatic
Auto
crit.
crit.
So 5.
That's
This is going to do the same thing.
there we go. Do they have advantage against me?
Does a 17 hit
It
Bokvar?
does. Yes.
Yes, that's going to be 8. And Rosalind's still asleep, and that's going to bring us back to.
All right, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Bokvar. I'm gonna run over and.
All right, it's going to be Jedediah's turn.
All right. So, do I still have a shot at the bloodied one? I can't tell with the map.
Yeah, you can maneuver to where you have a shot at him. Yeah.
All right, then I'm going to take a shot at him. And did the 15 put me in stealth?
Yes. But I don't know why we're rolling it. That's the heal from Tobias.
Yes.
Oh.
22 hits.
Sneak attack damage. I'm sure it'll kill him, but sneak attack on top. And then I'm gonna stealth again. Probably didn't work. I didn't claim.
Okay, anything else from Jedediah?
Nope, that's the rest of my turn. Thank you.
Okay. The owl's turn.
I was taking another shot at the first wizard that casted.
Okay. Hang on. So, oh, now let me mark that.
Does that hit?
15 does hit. Yes, these guys they have no armor, just a little bit of this, so.
All right, so I shot him with an arrow for 4 piercing damage. And I'm gonna move to the next murder hole.
Concentration. Oh.
Zell is still. At the
So-
end of Zell's turn, you can make that
No, it's not the end of my turn. Var's going to heal my paralysis.
Okay, yeah. So you ruse the.
Yep, and I just so happen to have 2 lovely volunteers in front of me. I'm going to try to swing at one. Awesome! Sweeping attack from superiority die is now taking effect. So, the first one is taking 12 damage, the one directly in front of me, and his volunteer is taking 3.
Very nicely done. Anything else?
Yep, I'm going to action surge.
Okay.
And I'm going to swing at the one in front of me again. That one's not going to hit, though.
Oh.
What a drag.
Anything else from?
No, I think that'll do it.
Hey guys, real quick, I'm just gonna be AFK. I should be back in 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay, so this one's going to move up. Jedediah. This one casts sleep, not realizing that Jedediah
Not realizing that he's what?
a half elf and he's immune to sleep. He hadn't actually seen Jedediah, so he tried to cast sleep to put Jedediah to sleep. Okay, so this one. Yeah, so he's going to put an acid spray right back here to affect Zell and Bach. Bachvar will automatically fail because he's paralyzed, but Zell gets a dexterity, AC 11 dexterity save.
You said an 11?
Yeah. So you take 3 or 1.
Awesome.
Bachvar
I'm gonna use my guidance.
Guidance doesn't work on a saving throw. It only works on ability checks. So Bachvar and Zell both take 3 points.
Yep.
This one will do the same. So Zell gets a DC 11 dexterity save, right? So takes 2. Bachvar takes.
Leave it on the edge.
Bakvar, I goofed on that healing earlier. There should be 3 more hit points on there, man. I forgot to add my modifier. My bad.
That's actually super helpful right now.
There's a 15 hit bot bar.
No. I'm saved.
At the end of Bakvar's turn, you can make a DC 11.
I'm saved.
And he jumps up and runs off.
I'd get 3 attacks of opportunity. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, so I guess he is going to. All right, so he's going to come over here and drop a sleep back here. Okay, so Bakvar will go to sleep now.
Wonderful.
And
There's no save?
No.
not against sleep, there's not.
I think it keeps going.
What race is Tobias?
Oh, sorry.
What race is Tobias?
Just human.
Okay, so looks like Tobias.
I couldn't understand it. You broke up real bad.
Tobias goes to sleep as well. He does 24 hit points worth of creature. So that's going to be Tobias and Bakvar. All right, so this one's going to attack Zell. 16 to hit Zell.
Nope.
Misses Zell. Rosalind. Tobias is Jedediah.
All right. Excuse me. So I've been attacking the melee guys for a little bit. I'm going to switch to the spellcaster here. And I don't think I dealt. So actually, I'm going to take that back. I'm going to attack the guy at the door right here because he's in melee range, and I want my sneak attack damage. So,
Okay, that hits, yeah.
Meh, I'll take it. And then bonus action to stealth.
Yeah, no, you're stealth.
I'm gone.
Okay, the owl's turn.
All right. How? Okay, I see that the 2 of the 3 melee range are bloodied, right?
That's right.
And is the one I'm putting the circle on? Is he the first caster?
This guy was the first one to cast.
Oh, okay, and he had casted sleep again.
Yeah, I was about to say, so this one is the one who put me to sleep.
Right.
Yeah, sleep is not sleep doesn't require concentration, by the way. Just so you know.
You take
Go to
damage
sleep.
and you get slapped awake.
Got it.
Yeah. Get some action to wake someone.
I'm actually gonna go with. I'm gonna switch
Man.
gears, and I'm going after since I could probably. Do I even notice that they're asleep behind the door now?
Oh, yeah, it's obvious that they're on the ground snoring. Yeah.
All right, so I'm taking a shot at this dude right here then, with my sneak attack.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, it's going to miss.
No, that didn't work. Sorry, guys.
All right, Zell's turn.
I'm just gonna move to another hole.
I'm gonna try to hit the. Oh, they shifted. I'm gonna hit this one, or try to, anyways. misses. But I'm going to use a bonus action to kick Bakvar awake.
Takes all of his remaining hit points.
I'm not gonna get him to do damage per se, but you know.
Hey, get up! Hey,
Get up!
I'm gonna say, if you yell, maybe you'll wake all three of them up.
Yeah,
Yell loud enough to deal damage.
Can you yell loud enough to wake him up from sleep?
I don't think so.
No, it requires an action or damage to wake someone up.
Got it.
It's not a bonus action to do that.
So I guess technically you could use an action to yell really, really loud. Which might work.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess I can't do anything about it then.
It says specifically, they fall unconscious until the spell ends. The sleeper takes damage, or someone uses an action to shake or slap the sleeper awake. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I guess I can't do anything afterwards, so we'll go with that.
Okay. Well, yeah, makes sense. So let's have a DC 11 Wisdom saving throw from Zell to try and avoid being paralyzed.
Super.
We'll do that again.
That's an 11 with the +1 from the stone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll do it one more time. Good job, Zell.
Staying alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have a feeling it's very bad for us if you fail that.
Get it? I just gotta shoot him all.
13 misses Zell.
Yeah.
Bakvar's okay. So this guy. Right, he's going to try a whole person again. He's running out of spell slots, but he's going to try one more whole person on Zell.
Which saving throw is that one?
Wisdom saving throw. DC 11 Wisdom save. Good. Good job, Zell. Then we got. That's going to miss. And then a 21 for. Rosalind's asleep. Tobias is asleep. Jedediah.
All right, so I'm gonna take a shot at the bloody one in melee range. I'm gonna use a grit point to gain advantage. Actually, I don't need to do that because I already have it.
Yeah, you're hidden. Right.
All right, sorry about the feedback.
That's going to hit, yeah.
And if he falls, then I should get a grit point back.
It looks like he would fall, except he has summoned his innate half-orcish to struggle on with one hit point. Yep.
Bonus action to stealth and use inspiration if I need it. I don't, but whatever. And inspiration D6 or D4?
It just gives you advantage.
Oh, then I really didn't need it. Why not? I'm gone.
The owl's turn.
All right. I see that guy is barely hanging on with the thread.
Yeah, he took a really nasty shot to the head. Should have died.
I believe that hits.
I regret not bringing the baby apes. We could have put them through the murder holes and caused havoc inside.
How's that?
God. Yeah, you're back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Well, that was weird. Alright, so did he... I didn't catch anything after he went to do damage to the orc there.
The orc's half-orc resilience kicked in, and he's at 1 hit point, and it's your turn.
Right, that was from when Jedediah attacked. What about when the owl attacked?
I missed.
Owl missed. Yep.
Wait, they have a 16 AC?
We have a 16 AC.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to swing at the one that's basically hanging on. Hey, look at that. And I'm going to initiate sweep attack to the one on the other bloodied one. He takes 5.
Okay.
And I think that is all I can do.
Okay. So begins Zell. 6 is going to do that 2 more. 11s both miss. And they are missing. Our Zell is holding his own there. Right. So this one is going to attack Zell. 19 to hit Zell.
That does hit.
Okay, for 5 piercing. Rosalind asleep, Tobias asleep. Jedediah.
I'd like to start to drool if that is okay.
Yeah. You've been asleep for 5 rounds, so you can rule.
Nice.
All right, I'm going to change it up from the heavy-hitting melees to the spellcasters because they seem to be wrecking us more. So I'm going to shoot this guy right here. Stealth, so advantage.
19 hits.
Perfect.
They do not seem to take the sneak attack damage, just so you know.
They are aware.
I'm going to stealth regardless.
Anything else from Jedediah?
That is all.
Okay, the owl's turn.
All right, I'm going after the other bloodied guy by the door.
That'll do it.
Looks like he should have fallen at that point. He's got a lot of damage done, but he summons up his innate orcusness and fights on.
Even with the sneak attack?
Yeah, that's all considered 1 of damage, which would have reduced him to 0. So he stops at 1.
Got it.
Zell's turn.
Awesome. I'm hitting the bloodied one.
I'm also moving around too.
Correction. I'm not actually hitting the bloodied one. What a drag.
Okay, so we got Ray of Frost. I think 3 rays of frost against Zell coming in here. And 13 was the best of the 3. I don't think any of those. 11 misses. Bakbar's another ray of frost at Zell. Other half-orc guard attacks. Going to crit Zell for 6. Jedediah.
All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna go for the bloodied one because why not?
That's going to hit. Yeah. He's only got one hit point, so he's going to go down at that.
I'm not gonna roll the sneak attack damage, and then stealthing it up again.
All right, the owl's turn. Are you with us, the owl?
What's up with the owl?
It's the owl's turn.
Oh, I'm shooting at the. I'm gonna shoot at the other guy by the door.
Okay. It's just going to miss.
All right. So
Zell's turn.
Oh, this will be fun. I'm gonna swing at this guy. Actually, I'm gonna make a slight correction to this. I'm going to spend a turn, or spend an action to wake Bokvar up.
Oh my god.
Bokvar is awake.
For now.
And as a bonus action, wake the hell up!
Ah!
Okay, shooting at Zell. We got 3 incoming ray of frost.
Ooh, 21 hits.
5 cold. 8'll miss. And 10'll miss. Alright, this trooper is going to dodge. Bokvar, you have a turn.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slap Tobias to get him awake. And
Alright,
then use a
Tobias,
bonus
you
action.
are awake.
As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on myself.
Oh, hi.
And that's it.
Going to ray of frost at Zell. A 19 for 1 point of cold damage.
All right.
Rosalind is asleep for the 7th round. Tobias's turn.
I'm having a great dream, guys.
I'm
Just
just
saying that it would be a poor thing to wake me up from a very nice dream.
Well, that's what I was going to do. I was just going to go ahead and wake her up.
So what is Tobias doing?
I'm just going to use my attack to wake up Rosalind.
Rosalind is
All right.
okay, Jedediah's turn.
All right. I'm going to attack the one by the door again. I want to get some people inside here.
Okay. That's actually going to hit, even though he's dodging. You were hidden from him, so he doesn't. Yeah. In order to have the benefit of dodge, you have to see your attacker.
So yeah, it just would have been the first roll anyway. So. All right. And then me stealth. Ooh.
The owl's turn.
Clearly visible.
am I able to get him from this porthole?
Yes, you could. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna shoot at him.
Anything else from the owl?
I'll run around the corner again.
Zell's turn.
Sweet. That guy in front's dodging, isn't he?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and try to swing at him anyways. Gonna miss, but I'm going to second wind. For 13!
Okay.
Oh,
It's twice.
Alrighty.
What is the DC on your sanctuary?
11.
So he's going to try to target you.
It's wisdom.
Okay. So, so I need a DC 11 dexterity saving throw from Zell and Bakvar. Take 3, or you take 6 or nothing on it. It's an acid splash. It's a cantrip, so it's 6 or so nothing to Bakvar. Zell needs a DC 11 dexterity save as well. Right, so Zell takes 6. Okay, this one cannot target Bakvar, so instead he's going to target Rosalind and Tobias. So I need DC 11 dexterity saving throws from Tobias and Rosalind, where you take 5 points of acid damage.
oh man.
Need a dexterity saving throw from Rosalind.
Roger. Did I get splashed?
No, you made it. We're good.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's with the acid splash, it's all or nothing. There's no half.
Oh, I just didn't know if I got splashed or not.
Okay, this is Bakvar and Zell again. So another DC 11, or you take 2 acid damage.
On my toes.
So Zell takes 2. This guy's going to keep dodging. It is Bakvar's turn.
I think I'm going to use 10 points of lay on hands on myself. And cast, I guess, I'll cast Sanctuary on Zell as well. It's not concentration. I don't think.
Yeah. So this is just going to move over, and rather than try and make 2 sanctuary rolls, it's just going to target Tobias and Rosalind. So DC 11 dexterity save, where you take 6 points of acid damage.
Oh my.
Tobias and Rosalind. So Rosalind takes 6 points of acid damage.
Okay, where did this hit me, by the way? Like in the face, like down the front, on the arm. I'm just generally curious.
It would be across like the back of your head and down your back.
Oh God. Okay.
Because it would have come in behind you, because he was also targeting Tobias. You're in front of Tobias. And it is Rosalind's turn.
Okay. Now, which was the smug orc that hit me with that acid splash?
Half
This
orc.
one right here. Just glaring at you.
All right. So
Do you speak Orcish by any chance?
I do not. I really wish I did at this point. I think I'm going to try and open up the path and do an overrun.
Okay, there's room enough to move past this guy if that's what you're wanting to do.
Yeah, I really want to get him out of the way though. So plummet whenever they want.
Yeah, you can shove him out of the way.
Absolutely. And I think this is also an appropriate time for me to rage as well. We just figure out where that is. So this would be an athletics check, you said?
Yeah. And he's got a 24 on his athletics. So he is not shoved.
Oh, all right.
Anything else from Rosalind?
I'm not sure there's really much else I can do. I just kind of full on ran right into him and just stopped in my tracks.
Okay, Tobias's turn.
This one I'm going to hit with Sacred Flame.
What's the DC?
That I'm not sure. I know it's a dexterity save.
Should be your spellcasting DC.
What is your wisdom? It'd be 2. It'd be 8 plus 2 for proficiency, and then plus your spellcasting modifier. So it should be something like a 13.
Yeah,
so it'd be 13.
Yeah.
Looks like he should have gone unconscious, but he is hanging on with 1 hit point because that's the type of half orc he is.
Okay, I was
Go
going to
ahead.
use a bonus action, just a healing word, Zell.
Okay. And then it is Jedediah's turn.
All right, let's open up the doorway. Taking a shot. Ooh. I need to grab my character.
You'll be at disadvantage.
Up. Disadvantage? Oh, is he dodging? Sure.
Yeah, he's dodging. And you had a 7 on your stealth check. So that's going to miss. The owl's turn. You're going to bonus action hide. It's the owl's turn.
All right. I'm going after that guy by the door. I'm gonna try to get rid of him.
He's stubborn.
Not anymore.
No, it's 7. You're attacking disadvantage because you're not hidden.
Silly me.
So.
Really?
Zell's turn.
Well, he's going to try to swing at this guy again.
Which
For
is spell
16.
sanctuary.
He only had 1 hit point from his.
Still wanted to roll. So, because he dropped, I'm going to take my feet, move up to handy-dandy doodliness here, and swing at his face. And just for shits and giggles, I'm going to subtract 5 from my total to hit to try to get plus 10 to damage. Does a 15 hit him?
16 does hit him. Yeah, these guys are easy to hit.
He takes 23.
Looks like he would be dead if he weren't a half orc. He's hanging on with 1 hit point.
What a shame. Am I missing conversation somewhere again?
I thought I was being too.
Nah, nobody said anything.
I have pushed to talk. They're just moving back and shooting rays of frost at Zell. They're very afraid of Zell. Bakvar's turn.
What to do? Can't reach any of the other ones. But I can dash back here, so I'm going to dash past that caster and probably get an attack of opportunity against me. And then just end my turn standing next to this guy.
That's funny, he crits you.
Awesome.
You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage from his little staff there.
That's a nasty guy, but okay. That's the end of my turn.
He's going to Misty Step to get away from Zell. You're going to try to shoot Zell.
Sorry?
Yeah, you kind of chopped off.
I'm sorry. Yeah, he Misty steps away from Zell and then shoots a ray of frost at Zell. 6 points of cold damage. And it is Rosalind's turn.
Okay. I lost track of where the because I have a vendetta against this guy, like the acid splasher. Where is he again? Where did he run off to? That one. All right.
Yeah. Zell went up and hit him really hard, and he decided he was going to Misty Step and then run.
Well, I would like to. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna run up to the table. I'll pull out my blacksmith hammer and chuck it. Just gonna chuck it right out on his face.
I think 50 feet's long range for him. So.
Oh, so it'd be disadvantage. Uh-oh.
Anything else from Rosalind?
That's about it.
She's mad. Oh.
All right, I'm gonna this one that's on Bakvar. I'm gonna hit Sacred Flame, and then I'll bonus action and heal Bak.
Yes.
Anything else from Tobias?
That's all.
Jedediah.
All right, Jedediah is going to hop around the corner here to get a better shot at what's going on. And then the one that Rosalind has a vendetta on, I'm going to take a shot at. Not stealth, but I'm going to use the grit point to get advantage.
You're going to rob Rosalind of her vengeance. That seems...
No, that's okay. Kill that guy.
Yeah, he goes down. He only had 1 hit point left. He had used his fortitude with endurance. Yeah. Anything else from Jedediah?
I'm going to stealth.
Okay, the owl's turn.
All right. The owl's going to follow down the road to the nearest murder hole and take a pop shot at this guy.
Oh, nice.
Crit.
Ouch.
Anything else from the owl?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, Zell's turn.
Well,
Remember, your speed's reduced by 10 feet because of the ray of frost.
No man's land.
well, I guess I'm dashing there.
Okay.
Was not aware there was a movement debuff.
Yeah, ray of frost reduces your speed by 10. Bogmar, are you still under sanctuary?
Yeah, I haven't attacked yet.
Okay, that's right.
What does Sanctuary do?
To target me, they have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, well, this one's going to provoke from you as it moves away.
And I will not hit him as he moves away.
Does anyone speak Orcish, by the way? Just okay. Okay, so he seemed like he was surprised that you attacked him. He thought that you were kind of just a peaceful, sort of hanging out kind of guy, and then you go and try to. So he's going to shoot a ray of frost at Bogmar. 23 for 2, and your speed is reduced
To 20, that's not good.
It says for one round, though.
Yeah, just for one round. Just for one round. Yeah. All right. So he's looks like he's the most afraid of Rosalind at this time. She's going a little bit crazy there. 11, I believe, misses.
Oh, that would, yes. Thank goodness.
Yeah, it says reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn.
The start?
Uh-huh.
Oh, the start of the caster's next turn. Maybe.
Yep.
He's going to have to Misty Step. And then shoot at Zell. Armor class 20 for 8 points of cold damage and a speed reduction.
I believe I have Sanctuary on me, don't I?
No,
no, you attack.
Sanctuary goes away. And this one climbs up on. It is Bogmar's turn.
I'm going to dash again. Just like right up into his face. And end my turn.
Okay, Rosalind's turn.
All right. I would like to try and corner that guy who's been just kind of casually running away. Could I don't really know exactly where my hammer fell. I would like to try and pick it up as I run by.
Or you can just have a spare hammer. That's fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, I might as well take a dash action to also just kind of run up to this guy's face. Just kind of shout at him, "Stop running away, coward!"
Right. They don't seem to. He knows you're angry, and he seems equally angry, but he does not speak your language. So
That is okay.
you're both shouting at each other, and then Tobias's turn.
I'm just moving up into the room.
Jedediah's turn.
All right. I'm gonna take a shot at the one next to Rosalind.
What's the range on your pepper box?
It says 150 slash 600.
Oh, so yeah, lots of range. Gotcha.
Yeah. And then once I get sharpshooter, then I'm really dangerous. Do crit.
Yeah, very nice.
And they don't respond to sneak attack, right?
No, when they have alert, so you don't have advantage as an unseen attacker, but because Rosalind is adjacent, it still procs your sneak attack.
Well, didn't do much.
Ouch.
Yeah, the sneak attacks are doubled on a crit as well, so 2 more d6 from the. Yeah.
That balanced out.
11, 13, 23. Okay, he's bloodied, but he's not down. The owl's turn.
The owl's gonna take a dash action, and it's just gonna travel towards the rear of the fort. That's it.
Zell's turn.
Well, someone's getting hit with a longbow. Specifically that one.
Okay. These guys are only armor class 11.
Sweet. 7 points of damage.
Okay, his relentless endurance kicks in, keeping him from dying.
Did it not already do that previously?
Nope. He's the first of these 3 to proc his relentless endurance. Okay, so he's going to Misty Step up onto the catwalk, then shoot at Bakvar. 23 for 5. Okay, he's just going to have to. He's out of spell slot, so he's going to have to just provoke from Rosalind as he backs away.
Ooh. Nice. Well, I will chop down with my. Well, actually, I ran and picked up my hammer, so it'd probably have to be with that.
Uh, 14 hits.
Nice. So that would actually be 8 damage because I'm still raging.
Okay, he procs his relentless endurance, stops at 1 hit point instead of dying, and he's going to shoot at Rosalind. 12, I believe, misses Ross.
Actually, that would hit.
Okay, 3 points of cold damage, and your speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Okay.
And this one's going to shoot at Zell. 15 will miss.
Bakvar, how many feet would it take to get up the ladder?
It's 5 feet of extra movement to get up the ladder.
Okay, I can get to the ladder in 15, I think. And then just climb up it with a total of 20 feet of movement I even have. And then I will take the dodge action and end my turn.
Rosalind's turn.
All right. So I think I would like to move up as far as I can. It's about 20 feet, correct? At this point?
Yeah, your speed is reduced by 10, so it could be 20.
Okay. And I'd like to move about 20 feet or so and just chuck my my hammer once more.
Gotcha.
Okay. Oh, man. I keep closing out that tab. We shouldn't be doing that.
Okay, a 9 will miss.
Hot butts. Is there any... what are these, by the way, that I'm standing by?
Those are sleeping mats.
Okay.
They're just...
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very concerning, actually. That's a lot of mats.
Yeah. Well, there were 8 of them, right? And maybe they were planning to grow. Yeah, they were expecting guests or something. Tobias's turn.
How far can I move and still cast a spell in the same action?
30 feet.
I'm just going to come in about 30 feet and cast Sacred Flame on... that one.
He's making the most out of that last hit point.
You ain't lying.
Jedediah's turn.
All right. Which ones have activated? Have they both activated their resilience?
Yep.
Yeah, both of them that are bloodied have used their relentless endurance. Yeah.
All right. Then why am I not? Then I'm going to attack this one right here. That's pretty much directly in front of me across the way.
Gotcha.
And please work. That works.
Down he goes. Anything else from Jedediah?
I'm going to use my bonus action to reload.
Okay. The owl's turn.
The owl wants to go into stealth mode, and can he climb? Is there like a window nearby that I can climb up to that catwalk?
These are windows that have the shutters closed.
Okay.
So you would have to spend an action to try and force them open, or you could just try to burst through them with an athletics check.
But I first have to make the climb.
Yeah, the climb is easy. So they're only like 7 or 8 feet off the ground, and the tower's not completed, so there's a lot of rough-hewn surfaces to grab a hold of.
All right. So I want to attempt to make the climb and burst through that window.
Okay. So make an athletics check to burst through that window.
Yeah.
Well done. And I think that's all just movement, so you have an action left if you want it.
Oh, I just can't leave that unattended to. Can I shoot this guy with a short bow?
You sure can.
Pooh.
Well, maybe that was optimistic to say you sure can. Zelda.
Ah, well, 14 hitting the bloody one. And that'll be my turn.
All right. He leers at you for taking down his target.
Okay, so this guy seems to be hesitating. Looks like he wants to negotiate a way out or a surrender or something, if someone can speak Orcish. Bakvar's turn.
I'm going to dash again and move right up next to him and stare him down menacingly.
That's going to trigger his ready to action.
It's going to hit me.
But a 12 will miss, yeah.
It will. Stare him right in the eyes.
Okay.
Just lets him know he's beat. That he would like to give up the ghost and surrender, but
I'm gonna walk up slowly. I know I don't speak their language, and I would like to pantomime put your weapons down. What would I need to do for that? Would that be like a persuasion with disadvantage, or like a performance?
performance would work. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's not right. Sorry, this one.
Okay, he understands you. He drops the club / staff / magic focus that he's carrying. Sure.
Okay. I'll give him kind of a thumbs up. That's about it.
Okay. Right. So he will surrender at that.
Sweet.
I guess we should tie him up. Have him come down and then tie him up.
Bakvar's right there. He can get him.
Yeah, I'll just throw him off the edge onto the ground and we can tie him up down there.
Go for it.
I mean, I'm not going to be able to carry him down a ladder.
Well, no, he'll follow you down the ladder. I mean, he's
Okay.
supplicant.
Okay.
He speaks,
We'll
he speaks
civilize
Orc
there.
or Goblin. Does anyone speak Orc or Goblin to communicate with him?
No.
Nope.
Definitely.
I'd like to use the. Wait, does someone speak it?
No, I've just got Dwarven, Elven, Gnomish.
All right, then I can use the stone that I have. I can't remember. The Czar, and use detect thoughts. Is that what it is? The Zophar stone. Yeah, detect thoughts. To see what he's thinking.
Yeah. So he is afraid, both of you, and he is unsure how Sebek is going to react about their negligence in not properly protecting the walls. They were not supposed to be playing games. They were supposed to be on duty. They didn't think it would hurt to do a little gambling, and now it's all falling apart. And, yeah.
Can I use the detect thought skill to like inception and probe deeper if he fails the DC 13 save?
Sure. Okay, so he succeeds on the save.
Fair enough.
Okay, so what are we going to do? Time following.
I'm going to summon my familiar into the world and essentially look through its eyes and have it run down those stairs to see what's down there without actually risking myself.
What is your familiar?
It's a cat.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna like just gently touch the back of my head. I smell my hair burning back there, and I'm gonna lift my hand up. Do I see any blood?
No, it's still tender from the acid damage, but it's not bleeding. It's not an ongoing effect.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over to Tobias and just kind of point to the back of my neck and just ask, how bad is this?
Do I have to roll medicine or anything like that, or can I just look and tell?
Yeah, it's a normal acid wound. It's nothing that's going to be excessively harmful or scarring in any way. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I just tell her that then.
Oh no. All right. Well. Hey, thanks for your expertise.
Okay, anything else we're going to do while we're detecting thoughts on this prisoner and examining Rosalind's injury.
I'm gonna try to rest up.
I think we should loot the bodies, and they were gambling something. Let's see what they were gambling.
Well, yeah, Owl was gonna take a walk to where they were gambling and snatch up the dice.
Yeah, the dice are probably the most valuable thing there. Yeah, there are a few coins and some gems that look purely ornamental, but the dice look very nice. Yeah, the dice are very well crafted. Okay.
If
Suddenly
Zell,
there's
Roslin, and Bakvar can get within 30 feet of me, I can get some health points back to you.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So I'll just group huddle.
Yeah, I've got 10 to distribute, but I can't put anybody over halfway. So however we can do that. I know Roslin's probably not going to be very many.
That would be.
Bakvar could only take 5.
Yeah, that would
at
be
most.
8 for me.
How many gets you to 50%, Roslyn?
Oh man, that would be 4 points.
Okay, I'll just do Bakvar, you take 5, Roslyn, you take 4, Zell, you take 1, and I'll give you a potion.
I've got a potion.
Oh, okay.
What is my best passive investigation here?
15.
Solid 10.
So I
Mine's
heard 15. Right, so as the action settles in and we're no longer feeling rushed, with the passive investigation you have, you notice that there are some nearly invisible runes scattered around this room.
Oh, really?
Oh, man.
I'm going to point these runes out. See if anyone is able to identify them.
Does anyone have Arcana?
I'm trained in it, +2.
Oh,
You can make an Arcana check once he points it out to you then.
Does anyone have anything better in Arcana?
Nope.
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 And now you don't really recognize them. And then as we are studying,
Can I take a look?
yeah, you can take a look.
I'll take a seat at the table.
Okay. So yeah, these are spell glyphs, but it becomes obvious because there are a series of thunderclaps that emerge from each one of them. I need Constitution saving throws from everybody.
From everyone?
Yeah, so
Oh,
Yikes.
it's a DC 13. I'm
Yes!
sorry, DC 12. My mistake. DC 12 for half. And so the spell glyphs release a series of shatters through the room. And that's what the damage is from. So you take 28 or 14. That's a big roll.
Yeah.
Damage? Ow.
Wait, this is to absolutely everyone.
Yes, and that's going to trigger the prisoner's resilience as well. His relentless endurance. So the prisoner is at 1 hit point at that.
And you said this was 14 damage?
Yes, 28 or 14 if you make the DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
Okay, well, I'm sure several of my organs just ruptured.
What set it off?
Messing with the rune.
At that point, a half orc comes up from the. He speaks Larian. I'm assuming someone speaks Common. That would be Larian. she says, so if you've come about the dragons, they are long gone, right? Says there's no reason for you to continue your campaign of wanton destruction and terror, right? I will let you lick your wounds and withdraw, and we will consider it a lesson learned.
Who else is up other than me?
Zell.
I think we should knowledge and agree, and we all should hand out healing potions.
Well, I'm out of healing
Find a healing potion in my pocket.
Well, who's our healer again?
He's down.
Yeah.
Stryk3r and Tobias can both heal.
All right, then I have.
Oh,
Actually, so you have a couple of rounds to do something before he makes it up the steps. Just so you know. He doesn't. Yeah. So if you want to feed some healing or whatnot, you have.
I'm going to take one, and I'm going to give one to Tobias and one to Zell.
And I guess
not
my
Zell,
familiar
Stryk3r.
didn't notice him while my cat was running down the stairs.
Actually, it would be your cat returning. It would be what triggers the shatters.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So so we've got a couple of rounds here if you want to feed people potions before he reaches the top of the steps.
Is it 2d4
Does he see-
plus 2?
No, it's
2d4 plus 2.
I was going to roll all three, but I didn't say who was who, so my bad.
You find
Which potions are coming down?
that's for a lot of damage for first level. Are the Owl and Rosalind unconscious or dead?
Oh, I failed. Well, actually, this is my first saving throw. Wait, no. Oh, goodness. Actually,
You succeeded on the death save, so you only took 14 damage, which I don't think would have been enough to outright kill Rosalind.
I had 7 left.
I'm
I
at
took
negative
14
11.
damage. So didn't I just outright die?
No, you have to go into negatives equal to your hit point total before you are dead. So if you had 7, yeah. So what is your maximum hit points? Yeah. What is your maximum hit points? Yeah. So you would have gone to if you made your saving throw, you would be at 0, but not dead.
Right.
What about the Owl?
I'm at negative 11, and my maximum hit points is 9.
Okay, so we have a scroll of Revivify floating around, right, from a couple of sessions ago?
No.
We should have.
I know we got some scrolls that were, I don't know if it was Revivify though, but there was an option to switch them around to different spells if we needed them at some point.
No, there should be a scroll of Revivify floating around. Yeah, that Tobias can try to activate. I don't think you can cast Revivify yet, but you could activate it with a caster level check.
Well, if we have like a couple of rounds, could get one of us up that can cast it.
How many rounds went by from the orcs conversation?
It had been several rounds since you captured the orc. You'd investigated the spell glyphs.
I meant like since the orc came up and like talked to everyone before people started resurrecting.
He actually hasn't done that yet. Yeah, he actually hasn't done that yet. So I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I jumped the gun on that. Yeah. So what happens is we're investigating. The cat comes down. There's no place for the cat to hide. Sebek sees the cat going back up. Being a spellcaster, he recognizes a familiar when he sees it, and he triggers the spell glyphs when the cat gets back.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I could see through the cat's eyes though. Would I have saw him, or would the cat not have noticed him?
Yeah, the cat would have seen him. Yeah. Yeah, the cat you would have seen him down there.
Okay.
But regardless, he would have triggered the spell runes anyway, so seeing
Yeah.
him and all that wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah. So anyway, point is that we have warning that he's coming. So, and we have several rounds before, well, like a handful of rounds before he's going to make it to the top of the stairs, because he's not going to subject himself to the shatters.
So, does anyone have the Revivify spell, or are we just going to use the scroll?
We'd have to use the scroll.
Yeah, I'm not high enough to have that yet.
You have to be 5th level to be able to prepare it.
That's what I thought.
But you can activate it. You can activate it with a DC 13 caster level check.
How do I check? What do I hit for that?
You roll a d20 and add your wisdom modifier, plus anything else that would affect ability checks, like guidance or something like that.
I was going to say, can I do guidance on myself?
Yes, you can. Mm-hmm.
What's your wisdom modifier?
3.
Okay.
So you got like a 65% chance to and then roll a d20 and add, so a total of, yeah. So you activate the scroll. Yeah. You wake up with 1 hit point and think, man, it's a dangerous world when you start adventuring.
So is Bakfar still down?
I gave Bakfar a potion.
You didn't say which one of those rolls would have been going to me, so I don't know which one to use.
Just roll your own.
Okay, I can do that.
And I'll use a potion on Rosalind.
Oh.
Wait. I would cast Cure Wounds on the owl.
If not, I can give him one.
Also, as I'm revivified, I'm like yelling out, "Oh, the glyphs are dangerous!" And I'm like looking at what's going on, and I'm like,
just as I'm going down screen, orc or something.
And welcome to the present.
Oh man.
This is why I like to travel alone.
Yeah, so the owl healed 5 from Bakfar.
Oh no, that was not me. That healed 5.
The second 5 that I rolled was for Rosalind.
Both you.
Alright. Now, you said you were playing with rules where you have exhaustion when you wake back up, correct?
Not that I'm...
GM? At least I somewhat remember reading that on the description of the book.
No, there's no exhaustion associated with it, but if you make your death saves carry over until you take a rest.
Okay.
So how many rounds would it be like? How many rounds would it be from essentially everyone going down to him actually reaching the top of the stairs?
Like 3.
Okay, so
3 or 4.
Use...
So it's got to be sometime close, like a round or so.
1 to cast Cure Wounds, 2 to use more Lay on Hands.
I mean, he's not going to expose himself to the shatters. Is the point?
Right.
So, are there any more glyphs left that we have to worry about?
No, he detonates them all. That's his fail safe.
So
he blew his load.
Rounds go by, like, so let's say I'm going to quickly ask, like, fight or flight, just quickly.
Sleep. But probably flight.
We should get the heck out of here.
We do have him. We are all beat up, but he's outnumbered 6-1.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So in the one round before he reaches the top, I think I'm actually going to dash like slightly behind where he'd come up from the stairs.
Yeah, you can position yourself at where you want to be.
To where, like, the moment I see someone in melee range, I'm just going to swing at them.
I'm gonna pick myself up by the hilt of my sword, just into the ground, just trying to use it as a bit of a walking stick of sorts as I try and rise up. My innards are all kinds of bruised.
Right, so we're not interested in talking.
I mean, we could talk to him, but if he's telling us
I need to be
get
like
the
in
heck
position
out
where-
or
You
fight,
don't have to talk to him, right? I mean, he's a bad guy. He's
We
a
came here to
half-orc.
drop him. That was the whole purpose of coming here, so let's drop
That's
him.
true. Yeah.
let's
okay.
do it.
The gavel will bring justice.
Oh, we're not even gonna like have any words. We're just gonna.
Well,
He
he
said
did
get
blew
out
us
or
all
fight.
up.
So,
That's
he,
why
yeah, he
hearing
did.
it is on. Oh, you rolled bad initiative. That's good. Okay, so Jedediah, you're up first. Civic comes to the top, scowl on his face.
All right. Is Bakfar within melee range?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Bakfar. That hit?
Oh shit!
I'm assuming it does if he's a wizard, but
Except that your 24 is replaced with an 8. 8 plus your modifier. What would that be?
6, so that would be 14.
That still hits then. Yep.
I'll take it. I'll take it all day long.
Okay. Anything else from?
I'm going to try to stealth behind this table. Might not do anything, but doing it.
So that was a total of 19. Got it. Okay, it is Tobias's turn.
I'm gonna try and hit him with Sacred Flame.
Wait. My mistake. All right, so on initiative count 20, rising up off the floor are this cloud of pebbles. And they fly over and attack Jedediah. There are a total of 13.
Pebbles.
Yes, that's it.
Holy shit!
Is that actually
Those are the attack rolls. So 20 is, what is Jedediah's armor class?
15.
15? Okay.
16.
16, 1 6.
16. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them hit. So you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
Now it's Tobias's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna hit him with Sacred Flame.
All right, so he's going to take 7.
That is all.
He is bloodied now, by the way.
boy.
Zell's turn.
Finish him.
You've kind of got a pretty face. It'd be a shame if I hit you. Does a 21 hit?
He's going to have to use a luck point there. So that would be a 10. That would miss.
I'm sorry, what did I just miss?
He used luck on you.
He spent a luck point
To re-roll mine?
to change. Yeah, whenever. The way the lucky feat works is when someone makes an attack against you, or you make an attack yourself, or you make a saving throw, you can roll your own d20 and replace it with whichever of the rolls you want. So he's going to replace your 16 with a 5, and that's going to miss.
Uh-huh.
Anything?
Then I'm going to action surge and try again.
Okay. You can only spend one luck point a turn, I believe.
That's fine.
Wait, you can only spend one time?
Yeah, you can't spend another luck point this turn, I don't think. It may be one per roll, but I think it's one per turn. But anyway, so
Then you
13 is
roll it
going
on
to
me
miss,
then?
though.
Yeah, he rolled one already.
No, not per round, per turn. Right? Yeah.
Right,
he rolled one against.
on mine.
Yeah, that would be your turn.
Oh, my
And
turn.
then
His
it's
turn.
different than
Gotcha.
this.
My man.
Okay.
13 is going to miss him, though.
13
Anything
misses?
else? Yes.
Oh, no, that's it.
The feat doesn't seem to specify how many you can use per turn at all.
Oh, and so I guess it is once per roll. Yeah.
However, I'm going to go ahead and second wind. Oh, bummer.
Well, what is Sebek going to do? Well, I guess he's going to Thunder Wave. Yeah, he's going to Thunder Wave. So Bakvar needs. Okay, Bakvar needs a DC 12 Constitution saving throw. Okay, Bakvar takes 10 points of thunder damage, but you are not pushed back. And then it will be the owl's turn.
All right. So from behind my vantage point, can I shoot an arrow directly toward him, or do I have to move to the side to get a good aim?
No, you could pop up above those bags there and shoot. Those are only like 4 or 5 feet high.
I'm going to shoot him with an arrow. Never mind. I'm gonna move towards the ladder that's going to the second landing closest to me.
Gotcha. Okay, it is Bakvar's turn.
Right. So what I ended up seeing was my cat saw him cast a spell, and I saw that, and then I go unconscious after sharp pain. So I'm just going to try and smash this guy. I don't know if a 12 hits though.
12 will miss. Anything else from Bakvar?
That's all I can do.
All right, Jedediah's turn.
Actually, I think Rosalind didn't roll for the first round.
Yeah, that was somewhat deliberate. I would not have really made a point to stand against him unless he tried to smack us back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, somehow you ended up out of initiative order, right? So it's Rosalind's turn then in
Okay.
the second round.
Okay. I'm gonna stand up and just bellow towards him. Stand down. and I would like to roll an intimidate if I can.
Okay, he does not seem to be affected by that.
Okay.
We are going to give you an inspiration for that, though. Anything else from Rosalind? And that'll carry over to the next session if you don't use it, by the way. So.
Cool. I'm gonna pick up. Well, I guess I'm gonna pick up my sword and just point it towards him.
Okay.
Just very threatening.
Okay. And it is Jedediah's turn.
All right, I'm going to take a shot with the pepper box. I'm going to spend a grit point for advantage. Oh, yeah, negative.
Okay, he is going to spend his last luck point and take that 9.
All right.
As a side question, is it just like a luck point, or is it from something like a spell?
It's a feat.
Yeah, it's a feat. It's a lucky feat. But
So
he only has.
all
All right, so then on 20, the pebbles. Okay, on 20, the 13 pebbles will attack Jedediah again. Okay, so we got 1, 2. A 15 misses Jedediah, right?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a 16.
Yeah, so 2 of the pebbles hit Jedediah. Takes 2 points of bludgeoning damage. And it is Tobias's turn.
I'm going to hit him with Sacred Flame and then bonus action, Healing Word Heal, Bakbar.
Okay. So he succeeds on Sacred Flame that time, and then Balkvar gets some hit points back. Looking bad for the half-orc wizard at this point. Out of luck points. It's going to... You with us, Zell?
I didn't hear anything. You kind of cut out again. Yeah, I'm gonna great sword him. Does a 14 hit?
No. He looks like he has a little bit of dex and mage armor up. Yep. Okay, so Right, so he misty steps to there. He'll run to there and I guess take a parting shot at Jedediah on his way out. He'll hit Jedediah with Ray of Frost for 15 cold, and speed is
No saving throw?
no, it's an attack roll, so there's no saving throw. And it will be the owl's turn.
I'm gonna drop my short bow, draw my short sword, and chase him out the door and attack.
Okay. You can get to him. Yeah, he's just right there.
Dag nabbit.
Okay. Bakvar.
Dashy. 60 feet, right out the door next to him. I end my turn, staring at him menacingly.
Okay, Rosalind's turn.
All right. Seeing Spark go down, I'm gonna leap onto the table and rush over to him. And can I do a medicine check to try and get him up?
Yeah, it's a DC 10 to stabilize him. But you won't be able to get him up, but you can stabilize him with a medicine check.
Right. I'm not very good at it, but worth a try.
Jedediah needs a death save.
Skin is not the same as iron, unfortunately.
And then on 20, the cloud of pebbles are going to attack Rosalind.
Oh, rude.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 hits, it looks like.
Yeah, what is Rosalind's ace? Rosalind's ace is 12. Yeah, they're plus 3 to hit. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8.
Oh, all right. I am back down on the ground.
Rosalind goes in. It'll be Tobias's turn.
All right, I'm gonna go over there where they dropped, and I'm gonna do spare the dying on Jedediah first.
Okay.
What does that do?
Stabilizes you.
Zell's turn.
Dashing through the snow.
Okay, so Sebek will Misty Step again.
Shifty.
Let's just tackle him.
He's going to drop an acid splash right here to affect Bakvar and the owl. All right, so it's a DC 12 dexterity save for 10, and his actually does do half on a save, so it'll be 10 or 5 acid. So the owl takes 10, and Bakvar takes 5, unless you have something going on.
I drop at a -4.
So the owl needs a death save, and it will be Bakvar's turn.
I have no spells and no lay on hands left, so dashy dash.
What is that a failure of what's the death
10.
save 10? So it's a success, right?
Yes, that is a success. I mean, he can't have an indefinite number of Misty Steps. Right? So
Is Misty Step a cantrip?
no, it's a second level spell. Okay, Rosalind needs a death save.
Oh, I'm good at those.
Rolls a 1.
Yeah, for real.
Not far off.
Jedediah's stable, and it's Tobias's turn.
I'm just gonna do spare the dying on Rosalind.
Okay. Oh, and then I missed the guy. So the cloud.
You cut out in a major way.
I'm sorry, I forgot about the pebbles. The pebbles will attack the next nearest ambulatory creature, which would be Tobias. What is Tobias's armor class?
20.
So I think 1 hit. So to 1 point of bludgeoning damage to Tobias, and then it is Zell's.
How are you guys doing the round the corner arrow things?
If you hit space, it'll bring up like the measurement tool, and if you hit space again, it'll start putting dots down, and you can like chain the dots.
Yeah, you need to have the arrow selected.
And then you press
I think
space.
you have the ruler. Yeah, you have the ruler selected, I believe. You want the
Yeah, you have to be moving your token.
So you left click on your token,
So you drag
Gotcha.
your character, and then you hit space. It'll bring up the ruler while you're dragging the character, and then when you hit space again, it'll put a dot down under your character, and you just like keep
Okay.
putting dots down.
Yeah, you left click and hold on your character, and then press a space bar to lay down a waypoint. Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, we're dashing again. So, just to kind of clarify, he's able to cast twice and still move?
Misty Step's a bonus action, so then he can only cast a cantrip. So he can cast Misty Step, move, and cast a cantrip.
Okay.
Yes.
It'll be till level 4. Mage Slayer feat.
All right, so I need dexterity saving throws from Bokvar and Zell.
When would I have to decide if I use my inspiration?
Before you make the roll. Yeah, you can. It gives you advantage on the roll if you want to use inspiration.
Cool. I'm gonna use it just in case.
Okay.
He Misty Stepped it again, right?
Yeah, he Misty Stepped, cast Acid Splash for 8 or 4. You both made it, so it'll be 4 points of acid.
Yeah, I'm down to 2.
So he cast Misty Step, then cast Acid Splash and move 30 feet. The owl needs a death save. And then it is Bokvar's. Oh, Bokvar and Rosalind are both stable, right?
I'm still
no,
alive.
Bokvar.
I've got 2 health. So
Sorry.
what I'm going to do in seeing that I don't think I can catch this wizard man who seems to have so many spell slots, I'm just going to essentially pull out my longbow and take 1 shot to see if I could like possibly hit him.
That's going to hit, yeah.
Right in the spine.
I have a 0 dex mod, so
Okay, it looks like he would have gone down there, except he is a half-orc and activated his relentless endurance. So he's in really bad shape.
I'm still scared of dying next turn, so I'm just gonna like back up around the corner. 30 feet. There.
I'm just going to try and get out to the owl and heal him or stabilize him.
Okay, it looks like we got 3 points of bludgeoning damage from the animated pebbles on Tobias there. It'll be Zell's turn.
Longbow.
Yes.
Oh, does an 18 smack
Oh, I
his
think you
fancy?
Yeah, he's armor class 16. So
Sweet. And I'm gonna go to his stupid corpse and loot his ass.
And stomp on him.
No, I'm gonna teabag him.
Well, that is just
Okay.
I'm
What a
not
brute.
teabagging him. I'm gonna loot his body though.
That's cap.
I'm gonna give the owl my only healing potion.
And in your best
Whoops.
Deckard Cain voice. Stay a while. Listen.
So what do I roll?
You get 8 health points.
Thank you.
54 plus 2.
Thank you. So does that mean I lose the success checks? It goes back to 0. Do I reset
I think
that?
it stays the same, or just the
wait. Well, yeah. So there's no other. There are some things we've got to wrap up here, but there's not going to be any more threats at this point. Sebek is the last, and his animated pebbles are the last things that could in any way harm you.
Oh, okay.
So
I guess
in
the
his
pebble-
dungeon, you find signs within the past several days, there were several beast type things here, and it's pretty clear that, and actually the one surviving half orc to tell you this, that Sebek was afraid that the tower had been compromised, and he distributed the green dragons, the baby green dragons, to unknown locations. The half orc doesn't know, so that they wouldn't be in one location and be vulnerable. So there are no baby green dragons here, but we do need to have a treasure ward. Let me get that. And the treasure, there we go. Okay, so this is stuff that we are able to loot from Sebek.
And all the other bodies.
Yeah, from the accumulated stuff. Those gems actually should be the dice in the games they were playing, rather than a gemstone. Those are actually crafted dice. If someone wants to keep those as a trophy, is the point, that you have these very well crafted dice. Otherwise, you can sell them for 50 gold pieces a piece, and there are about 8 of them there, something like that. Also, if you want different spells instead of firebolt and jump, you can substitute those, a first level spell for jump and any cantrip for firebolt.
So do we want to sell those dice, or do we want to keep them?
I'm not exactly sure if I have a say in the matter, seeing as I'm conscious. I don't know if I'm back into the world of the...
Yes, you do.
Yeah, at this point, yes.
I say sell them.
Okay, well, I'm gonna wake
Aren't
up.
those the dice that I snatched up earlier?
Yeah,
I
they
think we could
should
do is,
be. I think they're in the owl's possession currently, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think what we could do is like see how much gold that would be total for everyone, and then if anyone wants to convert their share of the gold to dice, they could. Like take 50 of that gold and say I kept one of the dice. Die.
I'm comfortable with that.
I'll give up all my gold for as many of those gems I can keep.
How much? What were the dice? You said there were 8 of them, but what did they replace on the list?
The gems. The bloodstone, the 2 carnelians, the citrine, the sardonyx, the star rose quartz, and the zircon.
Gotcha. Okay, I misunderstood. So it's 105 if you factor in, or 106 rather, if you factor in selling the dice and splitting it up.
106 what?
Gold pieces.
106 gold each, so everyone could take 2 dice if they wanted.
And then the
Not
potions.
quite, like up to 8 dice.
Well, that's a bit of an info dump.
I don't have any
Ooh, that
interest in the
explains.
dice myself. I'm more interested in the gold.
What?
Okay, and so
It's the
XP, looks like we got the 2100 XP split 6 ways.
350.
Tree Fitty.
Yeah, 350. So it's that first session at first level can be rough, but if you survive it, then you're almost certainly to go to second level immediately.
We've kept everyone alive.
One more session and I reach level 4.
No.
Very nice.
The baby 8. They are going to be there when we get back.
I will make note of that to check on them.
Yeah, they're still there they're safe. They're hungry and scared, but they're safe. We can sell them. We can keep them and train them. If we sell them, there will be more loot involved. But it's up to the party what you want to do with them.
I'd like to keep one of them. That'd be pretty cool.
I'm not that interested in taking care of a monkey. That is all up to you guys.
Man, just remember, monkey see, monkey do, monkey throw poo all over you.
Yeah, I'm good.
They would be worth about 100 gold pieces each if you spent a day of downtime each finding a buyer for them. So if combined people are willing to spend 3 days of downtime, it would be the equivalent of another 300 gold pieces, so another 50 gold pieces a piece if you wanted to do that. Or if someone wanted to keep them, that's fine too. If someone's going to keep them, we need to note who's keeping them for purposes of what to do with them.
It won't be Zell.
Won't be Jedediah.
Not
I
Owl.
don't think Bakvar does not have time to look after monkeys.
Owl would find a nice new ape family to give them to.
Okay, so we'll convert them to 300 gold pieces. That'll be another 50 gold pieces for everybody.
900 more gold, and I'll have full plate armor. So close.
And we're 270 away from 4th level. Am I seeing that right?
No. It is
Bakvar.
148.
How much gold do we get each total?
156.
I think he was asking about the entire board, wasn't he?
No, just each.
And so, does anybody want the spell scrolls? It'd be a cantrip. A first level spell that you could use.
I'll take them if nobody else wants them.
Yeah, I can't use them.
I can't use them.
And, yeah, and you can convert those into spells that you can use instead of firebolt and jump. That's fine.
Cool.
I vote healing word for the cantrip.
It's not a cantrip though.
One, isn't it?
Nah, it's first level. I could do like a spare the dying with it though, and give it
I
to
thought
somebody
there was
else.
I thought there was a simple heal that was a cantrip, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, I don't have one.
No, there's no healing cantrip.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so then I think that's going to take. I think that takes care of everything, but there is a couple of things that I want to go off. So the damage from the shatter was too much. That was my mistake. I gave you the same damage as if there had been a party of 6 third-level PCs, and we weren't a party of 6 third-level PCs. So it should have been 2/3 of the damage that we got.
I still think it worked out though. I mean, given that we had two what was it, 2 first levels that came in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 2 first levels coming into a group of mostly seasoned adventurers at this point, at this level anyways. There's bound to be something that's going to happen to the lower levels.
I think we're still balanced pretty well because, like, sure, we're all out of all of our healing pretty much, but everyone's alive and standing at the end.
Yeah,
It's close.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Can I throw something out there?
Yeah.
And again, I don't know, GM, actually, if you do want input, constructive or otherwise.
No, that's what we're doing. That's the exact purpose of this.
Okay.
I'm looking for constructive criticism. Yeah.
So the way you've run traps in this session is more of a tax on HP than interacting with the environment or rewarding players for their inquisitive nature. Now, granted, the very last trap you sprung on us could have been avoided, and you did give us a check to figure that out. But the two other traps that we came across just from adventuring forward, it just happened, and that's why I say it was a tax on HP rather than a consequence for doing something or not doing something, because we weren't given the option to do anything about it.
Right. So you are correct, and that is by design. So in 4 hours, 3.5, 4 hours, there is just not enough time to get in the 6 or 7 combat situations that are expected to be there, and before you face the climactic one, right, without that hit point tax. So almost always there are going to be a couple or 3 hit point taxes involved that are going to be spawned by the environment. Yeah, that is an accurate analysis. Right, and without those, then the climactic battle, you're going to have many more resources than are going to be expected.
Yeah, and that's a valid argument. I mean, it's perfectly fine to just take a step back and say that you want to drain some resources. The flat hit point tax does have a tendency to punish those who are a level under if there is an imbalance in levels. Typically in my games, I stray away from people being of different levels like the plague. And I think it's very interesting to play someone who is very green around the ears. You have to be so careful. But there's something to be said for getting chunked by something that you had no control at all. And the hit point tax always hits those of a lower level.
Yeah.
So much harder.
Yeah, so to expand on that point, there were a couple sessions, what is it, 3 sessions ago now? It might have been 4. We had a gentleman that stepped in for one session that kind of went the same direction you did with some of the random happenstance of some of the traps that we encountered. One of the events that occurred it was our 3rd session for the 2 of us that have been here for basically all of them up to this point.
Was it the wall? Maybe.
So okay, no, it was the guy that ended up switching over to Warlock and then left before the next session. And what happened was there were 3 swarms of crows or ravens that had basically jumped into existence out of a couple trees because we happened into the area and we weren't exactly looking. We were actually just kind of traveling through the area. The swarms weren't the issue. The issue that happened came after because they all had a disease that basically covered a fairly large area. And it kind of caught him unaware because of the circumstance of how the disease came to be. We basically killed the swarms, I say we. The rest of the party, I missed all of the hits. The rest of the party brought him down, and basically the disease kicked in after they were dead. And that was that instance. And then there were a couple other instances where, based on his character actions that he had taken, he actually got dropped 3 times in one combat. And then there have been a recurrence in the sessions of a particular cult, and more particularly the shrines that we find that they leave behind. And he took it upon himself to break said shrine. And when the shrine broke, some skeletons popped up from the bones that were littered across the floor. And they dropped him again. So it kind of goes hand in hand with what you're saying, you know, the HP drain. It's kind of a mixed bag of between traps or character actions from how the campaign has gone so far. And matter of fact, the instance with the plants we had this session, the fire, what were they called? Fire nettles. We had a similar instance in the very first session where there were some vines that basically got us through an opening area that, once again, we hadn't specifically been looking for. We were actually tracking a priest, and the rolls that we got did not successfully ward us from happening upon those.
I mean, that's a fair point. However, in this particular instance, in this session, we were pretty much transported from the clearing with the apes directly to the trap. Like, there wasn't any adventure in between. There wasn't any chance for any players to say, you know what, we were just assaulted by apes. Maybe we should keep an eye out for anything that looks fishy. So because of that, there was zero opportunity to attempt to avoid the set trap.
Right.
And that was all my point. And
right. No, I'm not, you know, saying that your points are not valid or anything. I'm just saying, you know, that it's kind of been a recurring theme. You know, it's the character types that we've had so far have not really been any that would actively just perform an action, say a survival check, just on a whim to make sure that we don't happen upon anything. I come from like AD&D 2nd edition 3.5 and Pathfinder. The sessions with Dimgaard here are basically the first ones I've had for 5th edition. So the playstyle that I had used to be, you know, if you don't actually say you're going to do something and then something happens, you can't quote-unquote metagame and say, no, I was doing this the whole time. You know, it's kind of a, well, it happened, I've got to suck it up. But, you know, to some regards, though, at the same token, the some of the stuff might have been better scaled for the party makeup. On the other hand, though, it really kind of depends on the situation.
Okay, so I'm going to interject a couple of things here. So first of all, I appreciate any observation, and there's no wrong observation. If you notice something, I want to know it. So the first thing I would add is, so what these are not exactly traps. They began originally as traps, and then over the past couple of years, traps as presented in 5th edition really wasn't doing what I needed it to do. So I call them hazards. You can call them environmental events or whatever you want, but but you're right. They are a resource tax is the design, and they're almost all, well, there's a little bit of variation, but the general pattern is there's going to be some sort of an event related to the situation, like a disease or poison or toxins or angry plants, and they're going to deal party-wide damage, and then there's going to be a way to ameliorate that damage, someone has a particular skill, like medicine with the goblin fever, right? Which gave everyone advantage on the saving throw. And then there's a possibility, if you end up rolling really badly, that there'll be a lingering effect, right? Something like the strength reduction. So, and that's the way most of them. I mix it up a little bit, but that's the general flow of them, and they are designed so that I can get to that climactic encounter, in this case with the half-orc wizard, Sebek, in that 3.5 to 4 hour session. That's the and have the expected resource drains that you would have in a much longer session where you had the full 6 or 7 events. So that's the purpose of them. So usually a party is all the same level, and I can use the DMG's damage and saving throws for traps. But you're right. So we had a span of 3rd and 1st level characters. In particular, the 1st level characters were very much more vulnerable than the 3rd level characters. So what I did here, I don't know if you noticed or not, but like instead of using the full damage, I took this party of 3/3, a 2nd, and 2 firsts, and I considered them equivalent to a party of 4 3rd level PCs. And so I took the damage that was dealt and multiplied it by 4 and then distributed that across the 6, right? So if the damage that was rolled was I can't remember, like 10, right? On the disease. So but I didn't distribute 10 to every PC. I took the 40 and then divided it by 6 so that it was 9 or 4 instead. Now, there may be a better mechanic for that, right? And if someone has a better mechanic than that, I would certainly be open to any suggestions. If there's some way to skew that more towards the higher level PCs.
I mean, I don't think that's necessarily needed. I don't believe that much time would be taken out from the small little setup or description of the terrain that you're walking through.
I think that's probably what it was, because like when I first started playing, like I play D&D with my friends like very differently from this group, which is why I actually find this group very interesting, because it's structured very differently. Mine's a lot more, how would you say, like improv in many places, and so I spend a lot of time describing things. And so when I first started playing this group, like the essentially the hit point taxes seemed very sudden, and like where did that come from? So it might just be that there's not enough description around what's happening to explain why.
I think that's a valid observation, and that is something that I have not heard just from this group. I think that is a shortcoming of mine in not being as descriptive as I can be and probably should be in setting those up. Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of effort in the moment to make every single action feel like a moment inside a book or a movie. I am very used to groups, and my Shadowrun game back at home. I mean, we describe everything we're doing and everything any of the NPCs are doing, anyone who seems to be working with players, to create a narrative painting for flow. And that is somewhat absent here, and it has there's some merits to not having that in the game. It allows things to move much faster. I was actually incredibly surprised how we got through 8 turns of combat in under 2 hours, because that is kind of incredible.
I mean, half the party was sleeping.
All right, so that a lot of that is jaded by my experience as a player. I just philosophically believe that a D&D session really should be the player's session. And I've had in the past DMs who I don't particularly enjoy who see it more as like the players are the audience for the DM. And I don't like feeling that way as a player, right? I want to be so as the DM, I very deliberately tend to be minimalist in the hope that the players will understand that they make the game what they want of it, and I'm going to enjoy that no matter what. So I deliberately try not to hog the narrative when I'm the DM, and then that's just a product of my 30 years of experience as a player, right? Where I prefer a DM who's much more of just sort of an unbiased referee than a full-fledged actor and storyteller. But that's just me. I'm not saying that's the right or wrong. I'm just saying that's my experience. Another thing, though, I wanted to point out is that anytime you have a span of levels, like we had first and third levels, it is going to be kind of incumbent upon the higher level characters to kind of take care of the weaker party members. And I don't think that's bad. I think that type of thing over the long run can build cohesion and esprit de corps within a group. So yeah, I don't think that it's wrong to depend upon the higher level characters to kind of take care of them.
Oh yeah, no, there's a reason why in the very beginning I portrayed myself as just an extra hand to carry luggage.
Man, we gotta babysit these noobs? Jeez.
Yeah, no. I knew. Rosalind knew where she was. These were adventurers that did something with a green dragon. She's a blacksmith from some town.
Yeah, I was thinking like I was gonna mention it at some point, but I didn't. But I was like, this person is training to be a blacksmith. What is she doing here?
Yeah, no, and that's a legitimate question. That, well, I mean, you could reason that is a legitimate question to ask her. It's like, what the hell are you doing?
Got to build all that muscle.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions that I tend to ask. So I think if the shatter had been adjusted correctly, so that it had been the 17 or 18 damage instead of the 28 that it was, then I think that this was about balanced the way I wanted it to be. I think the shatter, the extra 7 points of damage per PC, kind of threw things off there. Without that, I think I was pretty happy with the balance. Right, I like it when there's some threat in the final encounter, especially. But I would be interested if someone has a different opinion. I would be interested in being persuaded on that.
I was a little alarmed by the it hits everywhere in this building. Basically, the impression I got when it happened was the entire floor was wired, and that is entirely reasonable.
Right. That you see that in action movies, right? Where the bad guy is wired the entire building when the police shows up, that it blows up. That was kind of the idea there with those.
Oh yeah, no, and that was fantastic. It's just in the moment I had no idea what was happening, and I am perfectly fine with the entire floor turning into this boom, and we all get flown back. But you know, it was a little jarring to hear you describe runes, you know, here and there, and to have someone just go over to investigate it, and as a character that's just sitting down at the table suddenly blam. And again, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I think a lot of it has to do with a lot of it had to do with the lack of description in the moment as to why this happened, or it's not really why, but how and where it came from. I don't know if that makes any sense.
That does, and I agree with that. Yeah. The other question I had was the narrative of the story. Does the different pieces make sense? So the apes are a random encounter, right? That's a very common thing, especially if I have new players. There's going to be a random encounter up front just to see how we're going to do with a pretty standard combat. I did throw the babies in there as sort of a little moral complication type thing, which I like to put in there as well. But then the rest of it with the half-orcs who are serving Sebek and the goblins who are coming to insinuate themselves with him, did that make sense to everyone? Is there anyone who have issues with that storyline?
I think those goblins are going to be very pissed.
Yeah.
I think honestly, those goblins that we essentially bribed was, I think, the most interesting part of the session to me, because I felt like there was enough time and lead up for us to properly tackle the situation from any perspective that we choose.
Yeah, I will say I thought there was. I was surprised that we were so eager to jump in and attack Sebek. It's expected to be an equally valid choice to negotiate with him and reach some sort of a non-violent resolution.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Well, he thunderclapped us and killed party members, so I think that was half the reason why we're like, no, this dude's going down.
Yeah, Bakar like literally watched him cast a spell.
When he triggers the shatters and then comes up and says, "Now let's talk." Yeah, that is an annoying situation to be in. Yeah, that's true.
To be fair,
I don't know. I think it's a pretty boss power play by his part to just like electrocute 5 people and just say, like, okay, so now if you put down your weapons, I think we can come to an agreement.
That's what we did with the last orc up there. It's like, hey, we killed all your friends and we're about to kill you. You should probably stop.
Yeah.
But I guess it was like the opposite way around. Like he's outnumbered versus us outnumbering the last wizard.
to be fair, I did kind of kick in a door.
And we were hired to drop the guy. That was our.
Yeah, there were some things going on there that I think came out like. So those guys were supposed to be monitoring the doors and the windows, right? And they discounted Sebek's warning and said, let's just do some gambling instead, right? I don't know if you guys picked up the back there.
Yep, that was pretty funny.
Honestly, I had half a mind to just peer through one of the holes and ask if they wanted someone to join their game.
I don't think that would have worked out very well.
They didn't seem to speak common.
That's right. Yeah, I remember thinking that at the time, and I that might have been my reasoning behind not doing that. I was like, wait a second, I don't speak Orc.
Still would have been hilarious.
Oh, it would have been great. That's like the fastest way you get an arrow to the face.
Hey, I do have a question for you, Dan. So, like, with that combat situation where we had, like, all right, well, we're going to strategize where Owl and I kind of took sniper positions and we're like, hey, we're going to start combat by firing in here and then kick down the door. Mm-hmm. When we did that, it was just like, all right, roll initiative, and then that happens. Like, there's no surprise and like, hey, Jedediah gets a shot, Owl gets a shot, and then we roll initiative when we kick the door in. Was that by design, or is that something that you play with? I'm just kind of curious.
So the mechanics of that is that the spellcasters had the alert feat, so they could not be surprised. And the guards, their spears, were blessed so that while in their possession, they served as weapons of warning, so they couldn't be surprised.
Okay, that wasn't. I did not know that part, so that makes sense in hindsight.
Yeah.
Although then I feel like maybe they should have known that we were there ready, but minor details.
I mean, they might have known something was outside, but I mean, rabbits and shit, not to mention, hey, they're playing a game.
I don't know. I think those are already strong effects, right? Being immune to surprise is a really big thing. I don't think that I need to make it even more powerful.
I mean,
no. I totally understand. It would have broken that fight.
I mean, it's almost like I took a whole bunch of attempts to, lock me in place, and you just kind of shrugged it off.
I mean, I didn't have any of that planned ahead of time. I was just looking at what they had at their disposal and what made sense to them.
Yeah.
I mean, they are experienced and smart, so, I mean, yeah.
I fully expected, after expending the free remove paralysis that I had, the free lesser restoration once per day, I fully expected to get re-paralyzed. I was like, I'm going to use this.
Clutch.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to get paralyzed and then just fucking dropped.
What is Zell's wisdom modifier? What does his wisdom say? That's amazing that he made a DC 11 that many times.
I know.
Yeah, so I was looking at that at like
9 out of 10 DC 11. That wasn't that many, I guess.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
Less than
5 out of
9.
6. Something like that, yeah.
It's crazy.
Okay, guys, I am going to wrap it up then. Does anybody have anything that they want to let me know before we close out, or before I close? You guys are welcome to stay on and chat as much as you want to.
Of course.
But I've got work tomorrow morning, so.
So do I.
Before next week, we should talk at some point about getting an actual token for my cat, because I'm going to be making more use of it as I get better on touch spells, since it's actually a very useful combat mechanic.
So,
Okay, I will get a cat out there.
I
Is there
have
a
an
reason you
actual.
prefer it?
I have a token image if you want to use it. That I like.
Yeah. Can you not drag it on there yourself? If not, I can. You can email it to me, and I can put him on there.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like I think you could possibly actually like create. I think like an actual character sheet that you'd be able to assign to me, and then I can move them both freely.
I have a quick question.